Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Who
Hi.
who am I? Who am I? I don't know. Sometimes.
Who are any of us really?
Tomcat,
question.
aka the Reptilian, aka fucking Tom Thompson. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
AKA Dirty Cat
What's
Litter.
your nickname?
Me, Christmas boy.
Christmas boy. I do want to get some horror boy shirts made up. I think that is fucking fun. Aaron, you'll have to do that. I will buy one. And we'll start cross promoting our merch and stuff like that. But anyways, welcome. This is the first time thing. We're gonna try it out. This was more or less my idea, so I guess I'll intro with it. But I thought it'd be kind of smart and fun to do like a double feature. So for the audio listeners, obviously, we're gonna be commentating on two specific movies. One is Jack Frost, which was just me and Aaron. And then as soon as Anton knew that we did it, he wanted to jump on Gingerdead Man with us because I didn't see any of these films before now, essentially. I went into them both blind.
I was sadly unavailable for Jack Frost, as that one I would have loved to have covered with you guys, but I am excited to do Gingerdead Man with you. Because, man, is this a trip. And Tom, you've never seen this before, right?
No, I've never seen this. So I thought it'd be cool, and we might, be doing this in the future. And I'm sure people out there may even enjoy watching or listening to the commentaries with our work or whatever, but obviously we suggest you queue up these movies. They're a lot of fun, and you get to hear my first time reactions and us kind of speak about the film and little facts and trivia. So this should be fairly exciting. Aaron, are you excited, my boy?
Yeah, and I feel like we've maybe without even intending started a trend of potentially doing some sort of commentary on each season of a movie from that time. And I would say that Full Moon probably has a back catalogue that has a movie tied to every single I can't even call it a season. Every single day that there was ever created, I think Full Moon might have a movie based around it.
I have to agree with you on that. Charles Band is prolific, I would say is the word for Full Moon features.
He do both of these movies?
He didn't do Jack Frost. I don't believe Jack Frost is a Full Moon feature. But I could be incorrect on that one. For our listeners, Gingerdead Man is available streaming on Full Moon Features. You can get the channel, start the free trial for 7 days. It's like $7 a month after that. But
also,
pretty much
the
entire catalog of Full Moon is on there, and it's a service that's been around for about as long as Netflix. Not a paid promo. I just figure we're covering a Charlie Band movie, so throw that out there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Maybe we'll get them on an episode.
Aaron,
anyways,
and I know when you release this, put down the links because there is a free on YouTube, like YouTube movies and TV or whatever, how they do that. It's literally free on YouTube, Gingerdead Man. Jack Frost is either fairly cheap or you can find it on Prime. Or it's probably on Tubi. Like there's options and we'll try to put links in so people are able to watch this. Even if you listen to the commentary first for some reason and you're like, these sound like a fun movie to watch. And then you go out of your way to watch them because they're fairly easy and cheap to find or free. So
absolutely. For this one, the cut that you guys should be watching is about an hour and 10 minutes long. So, obviously we'll tell you when to queue up and start the movie.
Yeah, when we get into Gingerdead Man.
Tom,
we got time for that.
You've never heard of Charles Band before?
No. I know who Charles Bandwidth is though. He
oh God. Wow.
He helps my internet provider.
Are you familiar with Puppet Master?
Yeah, I do like Puppet Master.
Creator of that series.
All right. We'll have to discuss some of these films for sure.
Subspecies, like a whole bunch of Head of the Family. Lots of really cool practical effects. But most of them,
love that.
They skip the script pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's
we will. Yeah.
Aaron?
Well, no, I'm just looking here at like his back catalog, and it's just there's so many things that he's been involved with in some way, shape, or form. I didn't realize till I started reading his book recently just how ridiculous and like wild his life is. I'm actually working on potentially getting to do a podcast because I think it's actually underplayed how fascinating he is, and he kind of is a visionary in a lot of ways. Like his, I suppose, involvement in like the video era, and then to go from that to, you know, how he was able to set up that whole production. I know, look, the movies are Z-class movies, but he's able to kind of keep up with, I think, like the day lockdown was announced in the States, he had shot, cut, and edited coronavirus zombies.
Yeah, it was like a 3-day production or something silly, like something really, really short.
The full moon features, like that online streaming service. He's, like you said, like he's had that going as long. Like people always say, like, on Netflix.
Literally as long, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he actually started that. I think when Netflix were only doing DVD in the mail or whatever.
Yeah,
which is wild.
The full. I hope there's tits in Gingerdead, man, because
I can't remember if there are, but I mean, Charles Band made a film called
off to a full moon feature before.
Okay, so that is honestly the part of the prolificness, that and the fact that Charles Band is probably responsible for 40% of the inventory of most video stores back in the day.
Yeah. You would think that
not even necessarily Charles Band, but full moon features. So, you know, Charles Band as well.
Yeah.
Also, his brother Richard Band did a lot of scores for a lot of other different films. For example, Stuart Gordon's Reanimator, which has the legally distinct from Psycho theme. Because if you rewatch Reanimator after listening to after rewatching Psycho, you're like, it's the same motherfucking theme, but it's not. Also, Richard Band won that lawsuit. So
also released by Charles Band's Empire Productions. Or Empire Pictures, whatever it was called.
Yes, because I was thinking it was New World, but Corman had New World, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to discuss Reanimator and Bride of a Reanimator. That should come on the docket, definitely, for sure. Because, you know, and this leaves us open to options. Like I said, if we have the one guy that loves the commentary, like he's from Tenacious D, and he's just in the background with his two horns up and loves it.
Talking about Lee?
Then I'll give you a big fucking hug. You think Jack Frost would be a full moon feature, considering Shannon Elizabeth shows her full moon?
I don't think Shannon Elizabeth shows like half of an ass shot, but I'm not even sure if that's a body double or not.
It's a full. I should ask Mr. Skin what he thinks.
You're like
anyway, so Tom, a video that your teenage self would have loved is called Famous TNA, and it was released by Full Moon Pictures, and it's pretty much just all of the quote unquote best TNA shots from the films that he made.
That.
It's out. You can still watch it.
Well, I'll have to pick that up sometime on DVD.
You guys ever seen the Mail Girl from Joe Bob Briggs hosted the second one that just came out recently? I listened to an interview with Charles Band where he was talking about it.
Nice. All right, so everyone get prepared, right? We'll be playing Jack Frost as our first feature, and then it will lead into Gingerdead Man. So everyone stay tuned, because it's about to get scary.
Spooky.
Kinda? Spooky a little bit. Christmas.
Spooky dooky.
One cold night, science and evil collide. Oh yeah. Now, a serial killer is on the loose.
We hadn't even tested the acid on an amoeba, let alone a human cell. This is a disaster.
Look, I just saw something that doesn't belong in this world, and it's out there killing my friends. Now tell me what it is.
Jack Frost.
I think Jack's about to make an entrance.
And he's giving cold-blooded a whole new meaning.
Hey, Jack! What? You left the 7-10 split.
Hell has just frozen over. Blow me. crust.
Look, Ma! I'm a Picasso!
Welcome to the first feature film that we're going to be talking about. The first film, the commentary, the Christmas commentary, you could say, the Christmas double feature. And we talking about Jack Frost. Obviously, you should know who I am by now. I am Tomcat, aka Tom Thompson from Strange Brew Podcast. And who are you there, bro?
I suppose I'm normally the horror boy, but I think I'm going to go for a Christmas boy now for the next 4 weeks. I feel.
Oh yeah, we got tons of stuff.
You look really, I guess, wintry, whereas I went like full Christmas. I have a fucking Hawaiian shirt with Santa Claus on the beach.
I don't want to spoil all my Christmas stuff yet.
I even brought a Christmas mug.
I actually have a bloody stocking beside me. I have a nutcracker and some trees, just a little Christmassy sprinkled in. I have one of those like hippie sweaters on, like it's like really warm. I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah. So, and it matches my hat kind of. So I'm just like dressed ready for winter, and I don't think I've seen this. When I look at the trailer, because we watched the trailer before this, and obviously you might hear it maybe before even the audio. But I know the scene in the shower. That's what I know from this film. But I don't think I've seen this.
Really? At all, or just like bits and pieces?
I don't think I've seen this at all. Or I was like maybe like a preteen. If I saw it, I do not remember it at all. Like, it looks fucked.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen the sequel.
And that's going to be for a Patreon. So obviously this is the first commentary of the double feature, the Christmas double feature. So, let's get right into it. And then obviously at the end of this whole double feature, it should be a fairly long episode for all the fans out there. We're going to do a kind of review of both films. So we're going to start with Jack Frost. So you can bring it up. It is on Prime. You can actually find it on YouTube for free, I guess, in the UK and Ireland and stuff like that. It's probably I bet you it's all the UK and Ireland and like Scotland and shit. You could probably find it.
Yeah, because I didn't realize when I first looked it up, I had sent you a link before to a channel called Popcorn Flicks. And since I sent you that, I found like probably 5 YouTube channels that have the entire movie for free.
Okay, so you should be able to find this fairly easy. Obviously, I know there'll be people that will listen to the commentary without watching it, because I think we talk through most of the films we watch, so it is fairly entertaining. But obviously, the idea is to watch the movie with us, get in the holiday spirit, the horror holiday spirit, and on Prime, it should come up on Moonstone Entertainment is the first thing you'll see. Do you have that same thing?
Yeah. There's actually a Moonstone Entertainment YouTube channel. So if anyone is struggling to rent it or whatever, it may be on there. I just don't know what it's like.
It's also on YouTube. You can rent it on YouTube in my neck of the woods. It is on Prime, so that's really easy for free. It might be through Shudder, but I think it's actually just on the main Prime. So there's tons of options to probably watch both of these films. So I'm going to this kind of blind. It should be fun. I have a glass of wine, not to rhyme, but I do. I thought I'd switch it up. It's called the Frisky Beaver, so it is kind of Canadian.
That's given me like really bad memories.
Oh yeah,
back to the last holiday we celebrated.
Yes. Which we're doing a lot of things for the holiday, and this should definitely be out before this Christmas special, which we'll be diving into Krampus, a full-on Krampus episode. It's going to go deep. There's nothing but Krampus and Christmas. So make sure you tune into that on YouTube. And no, don't spoil. Oh, that thing is fucking sick. That's dope. You're gonna have to wear that for the beginning. That looks expensive.
Yeah, well,
He's showing his Krampus
it was
mask.
pretty expensive. I have to say, it's actually probably one of the best masks I think I've ever seen.
It's fucking sick looking.
I
It looks
like it.
just like the movie. Yeah, you'll definitely have to wear that.
Just wear that for the entire episode.
Can you talk through it?
Barely.
Okay, so well, just for the beginning. But anyway, I digress. That we'll get right into this. So the idea is like just get the movie. Most of it should be right at this at the beginning. Everything should it just kind of should bring in Moonstone Entertainment. We really hope people really enjoy these commentaries. This should be fairly fun, and it's our first time doing a double feature. So it should be fairly interesting considering I don't think I've seen these films. I've seen bits and pieces of both of them, but and I've always seen Jack Frost. I know I saw it at like the VHS store when I was a kid, and the VHS store for all you Generation Z is a store where you'd have to purchase movies. It wasn't like Netflix or Prime Video. You'd have to rent movies, take the physical copy, put it in a thing called a VCR, and then press play, and it would usually look pretty shitty, but we enjoyed it for what it was.
I always forget that when we're referencing things that like there's probably a
Yeah.
lot of people out there like, what? I don't get it.
What's the fucking VHS?
I said something
Right.
about a Walkman a
Yeah.
couple of months back, and I got a message on Twitter, a private message on Twitter, and the person was like, "What's a Walkman?"
That's fucking crazy. All right, let's bring it in. This is going to be fairly fun for, like I said, fucking tune in, grab some popcorn, grab a beer, get yourself settled in next to the fire, get some holly dangled over your nutsack. I don't know, do something fun for this. And let's get this really fucking going. And we hope you guys really do enjoy this type of stuff that we're doing. But so I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, jack me off, okay? And then when you hear the word jack is when you're gonna press play.
So just so everybody is clear, where are they looking to queue up the movie again?
So just before it says Moonstone, so it should be a black screen for about a second, and then Moonstone shows up. All right.
Okay,
You ready,
so
Dingle Nuts?
let me know when you're good then.
Okay, 1, 2, and then 3, and jack me
Yep.
off. Okay, when you hear the word jack, everybody press play. All right.
Jesus Christ.
All right. 1, 2, 3, jack me off. Okay, I'm fairly excited. I've never seen this. This is only PG-13. Do you not see what's her name's titties?
Doesn't he have sex with a chick in the shower?
Yeah, that's what's her name from American. The only reason I know that is because I've seen that part. I think I don't know if it was on Mr. Skin or something like that, but
Mr. Skin. Fuck, there's a reference.
man, I said this on this podcast before. I have my Mr. Skin account, never get charged for it ever. It's with an email that doesn't even exist anymore, but some reason I can still log into it and I never get charged. So thanks, Mr. Skin. You're giving me a free membership.
VIP.
Yeah. I can search up any movie and I get to see all the nudies. Cause I'm a fucking pervert. All right. I did it when I was like my early 20s and then I signed back into it like years later and I was like, oh wow, it's still going. So weird beginning.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? The weird English
Who
accents.
created this film? Who?
This film was written and directed by a guy called Michael Cooney. He's a British screenwriter, playwright, and director.
It's fine. He's like, I know what we need. A Jack Frost horror movie. I also have my bong ready with some stuff called wedding cake that is fairly strong.
So this fella has quite a few films. Oh, I didn't know that. He actually wrote the script for a 2003 horror thriller movie called Identity.
Is it any good?
It's very good. It's kind of like it's like a murder mystery kind of. It has John Cusack, Ray Liotta. There's a shit ton of people in it that you would know. It's actually a really good movie. I didn't know that he wrote the script for that. But obviously he's most famous for writing and directing Jack Frost and Jack Frost 2 Revenge of the Killer Mutant Snowman.
That sounds fucking crazy.
I feel like this shirt would have went better with the sequel, considering I think he actually goes like on vacation or something. He's in like a tropical place. I think he surfs in the sequel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think he's wearing like
This
swimming
looks
shorts.
it's a Christmas horror movie, you could say, a winter horror movie that I always see and just never chose to watch because I was like, and now because of the influence of you, I'm starting to get into those like more low budget and kind of unique horror films because I think it is fun and worth talking about because horror is such a big thing, right? And
So
he's like a serial killer.
yeah, so I guess the basic plot, it takes place in a fictional town called Snowmanton.
Snowmanton?
Yes. Where a week before Christmas, a truck carrying serial killer Jack Frost to his execution crashes into a genetics truck. The genetic material causes Jack's body to mutate and fuse with the snow on the ground. Jack is presumed dead and his body melts away. However, he comes back as a killer snowman and takes revenge on the man who finally caught him, Sheriff Sam Tyler.
I'm surprised that this even was made.
I know, and it had a sequel. So despite being critically panned, the film has developed a massive cult following for its comical death scenes and poor special effects, and was followed by a sequel in 2000. Jack Frost also marked the film debut of Shannon Elizabeth, which is who you were talking about.
This is her first film?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It is so weird how many like decently big celebrities start in horror. Look at Jennifer Aniston.
She doesn't even want to talk about
Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Which, because I love doing my shit seasonal. A lot of our specials are always seasonal. Our live shows kind of used to be always seasonal, but now we're trying to do some live shows for the fans and have some fun. Not on occasions where people are usually out doing stuff or getting drunk or partying. But I would love to do eventually either a commentary or a big discussion on all the Leprechaun films.
Oh, yes, please.
I actually genuinely like the first one. We should do some commentaries on the more obscure ones, but also do like a big time review of like the whole series. Now, obviously, watch out for everything that's coming for this season, because there's going to be a big talk about horror, like Christmas horror movies in general. I have a list to watch that I want to make sure I get in before that recording. Which this will be one definitely that we'll talk about.
This now that you've mentioned it, I can't stop thinking about like the series of events that needed to happen for this movie to be made at all.
I know, because it is something that is it is weird. It's a weird film, and the fact that this even got made, right? And
what is this like?
I'm gonna say right now, this is gonna be cheesy.
Oh yeah.
So much cheese, it's Gouda. That was stupid.
God. God.
they're transporting a serial killer with some genetically altering chemicals. That's smart. Like, it's always blows my mind how some of these films get made. Like, I think I got an even good idea for you, for us, for 420 commentary on Evil Bong.
And isn't there another
There's like
one?
Evil Bong 2000 or some shit. There's like, I'm pretty sure there's like 3 of them.
Full Moon have like tons of that shit, don't they?
Yeah, nice hat. You look like you're Russian.
I know I am trying to fucking.
Don't go invading Ukraine.
Everybody's gonna have to just bear with me till I try and fix this fucking.
Did you like the house that Jack built?
Yeah, it was okay.
I thought the movie was fucking weird. I don't even remember if I finished it all. Just thinking of
I don't
other
know if I
Jacks.
really liked it, to be honest, but
Yeah. I just remember him cutting off the chick's tit and throwing it out a window. He like stands perfectly in the way of this
I had to
gross ass
lose
genetically altered
the
material.
Christmas hat.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't stick it anymore. I couldn't hear anything.
You need to get some earbuds.
I know. That's a pretty decent. Okay. Maybe not. Wow, he disappeared quick.
That looks like an occult symbol, like the fork that he showed in the snow. How much did this cost to make?
That's something I was going to pull up.
This looks cheesy as fuck. All his white blood cells become ice, but it looks like cartoon, like a 1950s Christmas cartoon.
So, in an interview with Fangoria, writer Michael Cooney revealed that he also served as director of the film because he couldn't afford an actual director. Further addressing the low budget of the film, Cooney references Campbell's Soup, Let It Snow advertisement and notes that the commercial, which similarly features a living snowman character, had a budget 3 times that of the movie. Furthermore,
Crazy.
He stated that Identity, another film that he wrote, had a budget of 30 million, while Jack Frost was made for the cost of its catering budget.
What?
So this movie was made for less than the catering budget for that Identity movie.
That's crazy.
Let's see. Portions.
We
of the
can make a
are
film.
filmed.
Hey, everyone, start a GoFundMe, and we will act and direct and write an entire movie.
I'll do it.
Because we need to make sure that we are inclusive. But I was like, oh yeah, me, you, Anton, and Billy and Aaron. Like, well, all of us could just make a fucking movie or a short film. I would love to do that. But we definitely it would take a lot, considering some of us are across the world and in the States. And is this showing Jack before?
Yeah. This is him being captured, I think, originally.
Oh,
the dude is actually, like, isn't bad. He does have that, like, weird, creepy look.
He definitely looks like a creep.
So, obviously, there's a
Kind of
sequel.
like an ugly Ted Bundy.
Yeah, so there's a sequel, Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Killer Mutant Snowman, which came out in the year 2000. A third installment was also planned with a tentative title called Jack Frost 3, Jackzilla. Are
you fucking serious? It's like so weird that these movies even exist, and it's crazy. Like, and I feel like this is going to be a fun movie, and it's crazy that stuff like this does get made. Especially back in the day where I feel like it was harder to produce films like this, because nowadays you can get like a GoFundMe and people like essentially give you money to create an idea that they think is decent or good, or they want to see it. But back then it's just like, all right, I got my friends and some really low budget actors that are just want to get into Hollywood. And
so
That's crazy. That
Uh,
Shannon Elizabeth. This is Shannon Elizabeth's
I know,
first
yeah.
movie.
It's bizarre. So they were actually going to make a third movie, but all hopes of the sequel being made are unlikely now because of the death of Christopher Allport in 2008. So that's the dude who plays the sheriff.
Oh,
Right? Now wait to hear this. I didn't know this. So on January 25th, 2008, he was one of 3 men killed by 3 avalanches near the Mountain High Ski Resort in
No fucking
Wrightwood,
way.
San Bernardino County, California. There were 2 other fatalities: Michael McKay, an off-duty member of the resort ski patrol, and a 4th man, snowboarder Oscar Gonzalez, escaped after getting hit by a rock. Winter storms had been recently hitting the area. While usually free of avalanches, it had been hit by 3 feet of snow the week before he died.
that's crazy. That he acted in a movie called Jack Frost, all about a killer snowman, and
Yeah.
snow literally killed him.
I didn't actually even connect that there as I was reading that. That's fucking wild, all right?
That's crazy. Like, how does that happen? Our planet is probably a comedy show for aliens. Like it seems like it has to be. And
You want-
obviously, if we didn't mention it already, obviously I think we did. But yeah, obviously support the Patreon because I think we're talking about doing Jack Frost 2, which sounds even crazier than this one.
Do you know what? All right, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like somehow, I don't know what I done with my lights, I feel extra pasty tonight, which kind of ties in with this, I suppose, considering he's a snowman.
Pasty?
Yeah, like I feel like I look more white than I normally do. Like my hands look like they have like no.
Oh, I thought you meant like you got the pasties. You don't have the luxury. Yeah, you look super white.
Which I don't know what that's about or why that is.
Have you got sun lately? Oh man, that wedding cake weed tastes fucking good. Tastes so good.
Rub it in.
You can get it from a fucking local homeless guy down the street just selling
great.
fucking what weed he has for a
Yeah, some
blanket.
crackhead who's like picking it out of his fucking underwear.
Can you not get weed? Like, is it not available? Like,
It is like, but a lot of times over here, the shit thing is like,
get like that nipper weed or something.
yeah, like there is a couple of guys who I train with now who always smoke like pretty like what I would regard
Regularly.
like good weed. But then
Yeah.
like you have a lot of like fucking just like little cretins here who like sell like little pieces of hash and like just like the shitty
The
like
hash is a big thing in Ireland. I haven't smoked
Yeah.
hash in so long.
yeah, it is.
They have that at the dispensaries now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's like like, and I'm like, do I go like? I even said I was like, oh, you guys got hash, and I was like, and every place does now, and I'm like, I haven't smoked hash since I was like, I don't know, 16. We used to do like hot knives and shit, like we're a bunch of crackheads. Fucking crazy. So stupid. You waste most of it too, because like over the stove, and my buddy burnt his lip really bad one time. Just like so dumb. Like, are you a big fan of Christmas?
Mm,
Like, do you enjoy the holiday? You have a little one, so
yeah,
it might make it a little more fun.
yeah, kind of and kind of not though. I feel like when he was like really young, it felt much better. But like now he's 8, and I feel like kids are advancing way quicker than when we would have been that age. So like,
Yeah.
like I remember being a kid, as I'm sure you do, where like you would get shit and like you would be outside with your friends playing, or you would get toys and they were actually
Yeah.
like it felt like the toys were like badass. Where now I feel like if I gave my kid toys, he'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
I used to love I had Lord of the Rings action figures. I loved that shit, man. I had like a bunch of stuff like that. Loved it. And the thing is that, yeah, I do agree that, kid, like now it's like, I want a iPad. No, too bad. I'm just like, no, you're not getting that technology because then they can consumed by it. Like playing video games and shit like that.
That's my kid this year is
changed.
getting an iPad for Christmas, and like it's against my my wishes.
Yeah, I feel you.
Uh,
You gotta do what the woman says. But
it's
I don't.
just-
I would. Yeah.
I would love to just smash it to pieces as soon as he gets it, but
It's only because, obviously you can make it parental or whatever, like where it's like 4 kids, like just games and stuff like that. But it's the advent of like social media that does really like worry me about having a kid. I know it's not as wild west as it used to be, like going on AOL. And there would be the creepiest fucks in the chat and stuff.
I don't know. I just feel like that. Like back when we were that age, things were so different. Like if I put a box of toys, I thought when I was having a boy, I was like, yes, I get to like play with action figures and stuff again with him, and like be interested in all that kind of, you know, like Batman and doing that whole thing again and showing him like the older stuff. And
that's what I'm hoping for.
He just doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck because you see, and then the problem is all the other kids that he knows and like the other parents, they let their kids have fucking iPads. And
does he watch horror movies with you?
Let them play. He's watched like bits and pieces of Halloween and stuff.
Yeah. That's always dangerous because it's like, okay, it's like, you know, teaching my mom, like I just as an example, right? I got taught fairly young about sex, right? And then it's just like, it made me kind of want to do it. So like, if you're watching like horror movies, then you might get like, I got obsessed with horror movies and I was like
same.
Probably like 9, 10, 11. My mom literally had to take away my horror movie VHSs because like I was in just a bad mental state and like fucking freaking out for attention and shit probably. But it's just like crazy because it does. I didn't think they were the cause of why I was doing that, but they thought that. But who knows? It could have been.
And I was the same. And like for a long time as a kid, I was like terrorized by
chicks smoking a cigarette,
by nightmares and stuff.
Yeah.
And I never drew the lines between like me constantly trying to watch horror movies and then being awake every night.
Yeah. No, because I remember watching Sleepy Hollow for the first time with like my mom and my dad, I think, and then I remember having like nightmares because that movie is fairly creepy. Like Christopher Walken plays some sort of Dracula man, like
with all those fucking sharp teeth.
Oh, what the fuck happened to this guy? Why is he outside frozen? Did he just like they just forget about him? The old folks home like fucking wheeled outside and was like. It's like the next day, where's Joe? It's like, oh, fuck.
You know what, right? The effects in this aren't as bad yet. It might be like cheesy gags, but like they're not I've seen worse.
I've definitely seen worse. The fact that in the trailer you see him turn to a big snowball like Indiana Jones is fucking fucked.
And you can clearly tell as well when he's moving towards them at one point that he's on some kind of like wheelie system thing that somebody's just like pushing that along.
So weird. It's funny because I've always wanted to watch this movie and I was like, perfect timing. Let's talk about it. I'm actually excited for how is Christmas Evil? Because we'll be talking about these movies when we talk about our big discussion, but it looks fairly creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's decent. I like it. I really like Black Xmas, the 2006
I'm
movie.
actually going to watch that with Chelsea.
Yeah, you
we
should.
were probably both around 12 or 13 when it came out because she thinks she remembers it too. And also I'm going to watch Evil Christmas with her. I'm going to convince her to watch that one. But there's also, I'm going to watch that Christmas Creatures. Is that any good? It's like, the cover is like a gremlin hand coming out of
Christmas decoration. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that. No, but I know the cover.
Okay, we should both watch that this year. We'll talk about it on the big special.
So, the writer-director of this movie actually was the one who done the voice at the start in the opening credits, the British accent. I didn't think of that. Yeah,
weird. Who played the little girl? Him too? He's like
Shannon Elizabeth's first acting role in a movie and her first nude scene. She filmed this before she got breast implants that she revealed in her role in American Pie.
Oh, so I've seen after. So now I get to see before. And I've probably seen it before when I was like younger.
Oh wow, I didn't know this.
Because that's the scene I only need.
The movie was shot in the winter during a drought year when there was no snow on the ground. According to actor Scott MacDonald, the temperature went as high as 70 degrees. Foam and cotton swabs had to be used as substitutes for snow.
She just went to Canada or Buffalo or some shit. And it's like, we can't... Where they film this? California?
I think that's actually where it was filmed. Wow.
Somebody broke this guy's neck.
That can't be a real fact. The film was
What?
initially going to be directed by Rennie Harlan with a $30 million budget.
Who's that? I know that name.
Yeah, you do. Let me pull it up now before I butcher it.
This scene is fucked. The guy's like just holding this guy's like. He's like, look at his head. It can't be broken. It's just like it's so weird.
Rennie Harlan, he directed Elm Street 4, Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Deep Blue Sea.
I actually like Nightmare 4.
Same.
I like 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I could leave 2 because 2 is weird. It's like one of the gayest horror movies. But it's just the scene at the end doesn't make sense. When Freddy pops out and he's like attacking all the teenagers, but he's like real. And it's just like, that's not the point. It's just to like invade your dreams is why he's scary. And the second one, they flipped it. This very shitty foam snowman that's definitely not made out of real snow.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited when we do the gingerbread man. Because I've never seen that shit.
I've never seen it in its entirety. I've seen like bits and pieces.
So have I. Just bits and pieces, but never the full. Because I'm like, that's crazy. When you're like looking up horror movies and you end up seeing that one and you're like, I'm sure this is a cult following though.
Yeah, a huge one. This came out, let me see if I can, just bear with me for a second here.
Gives him 3 carrots for the snowman. How about you finish up that snowman? First of all, you shouldn't have more than 1 carrot, but what's the 3rd carrot for? Stick it up his ass.
So I'm going to try and pull something up on screen here.
You know what I miss, man? Look at the screen. I miss 80s hair. It's just that big. It's like, and there's like crazy hairdos. We live next door to this woman, and she like was stuck in the 80s, and she had the big like blonde poof, like the shoulder pad jacket. Like,
there's so many things. It's funny now though, like that, you know, stuff like Stranger Things and all is becoming a thing.
Bringing it back, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like definitely like things like I've seen people dress now more 90s and 80s than I've seen before. And I do think it's being influenced by pop culture because obviously Stranger Things was well received and people love that. And it definitely had that 80s feel.
So I'm going to apologize to anybody who's watching the video aspect of this, but the clock is going to disappear in a second.
Really?
Because I forgot to add it to every scene.
What does that mean?
So when I'm going to bring stuff up on screen, I have images and different things in a movie to bring up on screen.
Oh, okay.
So
well, people should be matched up by now, you'd think, if they're watching it.
Yeah, I will make sure for the next one to have that fixed.
Yeah.
I don't seem to be able to do it as we're watching it for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's all good. If they matched it up, they'll be able to figure it out. I don't think people are that dumb.
So this was like when they brought the Blu-ray for this movie out, like last year, the year before. I love that cover.
For a second, I thought it was like a big flame candle, and he was just lighting his pipe. It's a knife.
Or what I love more than that though is the artwork for the sequel. I think this is amazing.
Let me see the sequel.
Whoa, that's a big image.
The clock's still going, so you're good. Revenge of the... That's so crazy that they did it. I almost thought he was riding on a banana for a second. A bloody banana. It's a surfboard that's bloody. That's a fucking weird... Why would you even take the next film into a sunny location? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you go to, like, Alaska? Or like some of these movies, it's like, all right, we get what we get, as I always say, right? We get what we get, but like, this could have been done in a more fun way, and you could do it now with CGI, and it'd probably look dope.
I'm surprised that somebody hasn't attempted it.
Yeah, because you could do some of these films in like CGI and actually kind of make it like Krampus worked. Like, and they added like a humor element to it and stuff like that. I'm definitely that's a watch every year. Usually, I do. Oh shit, he's starting to turn. No fucking way that would ever happen. Okay, if you're not watching this, please fucking go back and start it because like it's a kid just died by a sleigh. And it would have never gone that fast. You'd have to shoot a sleigh out of some sort of torpedo extremely fast to sever someone's skull like that. Like they decapitate their throat.
I like how they've kind of made that Christmas song kind of sound a little bit spooky.
Yeah, so do I. I actually like that.
So we were talking about Shannon Elizabeth's nude scene or shower scene or whatever, and I assuming this is the same thing.
The only part I know about this film.
So the rape scene in this film wasn't originally intended to be. It was meant to just be Jack Frost smashing Jill into a wall until she died. But when the movie got to the editing phase, the editor told the director, "You know what this looks like, don't you?" Due to the shot of the carrot floating to the surface of the water earlier in the scene, as well as Jack's carrot nose not being on his face during the scene. Rather than reshoot the whole scene, which was difficult to achieve as it was, the director went with it and quickly shot a few shots of Jack making bad sex puns after Jill's death for continuity.
Wow, so he's essentially saying that's what it is. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Is that the
the editor was like, this kind of looks like he's raping her, right? It doesn't look like he's bashing her off the wall. And then they were
he's like, let's go with that.
Let's just add in a couple of little puns so it makes it seem like... So we
That's
need
so
to keep an
fun,
eye
man.
out for that his nose is missing off of his
Okay,
face.
yeah.
And I'm assuming
That's
it means that he
crazy.
has that as his dick.
I'm glad we chose this. This is going to be a good double feature, I feel like, because like I've never seen this and this is already sounding crazy. And all I know is that one scene. I feel like it's so famous. Like that one because that's her first film too. Like getting murdered by a snowman in the shower is something fairly unique, I feel like, but that's why I don't like love the first Hills Have Eyes, the remake, and the original, but I do actually like the remake slightly more.
Same.
But the second one, I like, but I don't like the shit that going on. Like inbred people taking women to impregnate them is fucked, man. And I would love to do a commentary review on both those movies as a whole, or maybe like a big review thing, because like I would like to do a commentary on probably the second one. Because I feel like that's not as well received as the first one was.
What I would like to do is I would like to do a commentary or maybe a live watch along of the second one. And what we should do for the first one is we should do why we think or why we prefer the remake of the original over the original.
That's a good idea. Because watch both of them even together and not do a commentary and be like very up to date on like, but I just watched the original and I like it. And the second one's very reminiscent of it, but or the remake is reminiscent of it. And there's a second one from the 80s, right?
Yep.
Okay, I don't think I've seen. I probably have when I was a kid, but it's been a long time. Because I definitely have seen both.
Not good.
The second one's terrible. It wasn't by
Pretty
Wes
much.
Craven, was it? Or was it?
I can't remember because wasn't there a whole thing where like they were like putting his names on movies at one point?
Yeah. Do you like Wishmaster? Because that's another Wes Craven film. I watched that for the first time a couple years, like maybe 2 years ago. That one's a weird one. I've only seen the first one. Maybe the second one.
So, can you picture the artwork for Wishmaster right now? That face
Yeah.
with the thing. So, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to get a chest piece. I still haven't actually got any real tattoos on my chest, but I was gonna.
I
get
have one shitty. The first one I got.
I was gonna get that cover. It was gonna be like my entire. I don't know if you've ever seen Conor McGregor's Gorilla.
Yeah.
It was gonna.
You
I was
love
in-
that film.
I was envisioning that.
That's so crazy. Your tattoos are dope though, and at least well thought out. Where a lot of my stuff is influences, like on my chest, it's like a star, And it's my first tattoo I ever got. And there's like it's Toronto on the inside, and I drew it all myself. And the guy kept it the same, essentially. And then there's like flames on the star, and it says "Set the city on fire, T.O." Because I thought I was going to be a rapper when I was 16. I
Do you
was
know
like,
what
I'm
though?
gonna
That
succeed at this.
just from maybe not to you now, but you telling this story now, like I feel like that's kind of like a badass life experience / tie-in, and it's something that you can like look back on.
Yeah, it's still weird though. I will eventually probably get it covered up. It's just like it looks like
I've already gotten quite a few covered up. I had a few covered up by this sleeve, and then the ghost ship one covered up something else, and then I had one here that's in the process of being covered up by Bram Stoker's Dracula thing.
That's sick. You know it's crazy that you did all your tattoos horror themed. Like I want to drip feed horror into my tattoos. A lot of mine are like musical influences.
I was getting ready to go down that route, and I don't know how it even happened. I just kind of was like, yeah, give me a Michael Myers tattoo. And I just went.
I saw sleeves like almost like yours on Pinterest, where it's like the red and the black horror theme, and I was like, that's fucking dope. But I've already started my arms. It's just like,
well, it's just lucky that mine looked somewhat coherent. But I should
do an episode about tattoos, because I could talk about tattoos all day. I want to get one on my shoulder of like me getting abducted by a spaceship. It's gonna be like all this recording equipment going up in the UFO and steal my fucking idea. But I've had this idea for a long time.
Really want an alien tattoo. I just don't know, but I don't want like an alien from a movie or anything. I just love what you said there. That kind of idea, like that, like abduction, weird.
Just gonna copy each other.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get the exact same tattoo, and I'm gonna get a giant chest piece of it.
Yeah, that's so funny. So we missed that guy. The snowman sent the dad a letter or some shit, right? Is that the idea the serial killer did?
Yeah, for anybody who's not watching it, it looked like when the Riddler sends stuff to Batman in Batman Forever.
Does the Riddler give you PTSD?
Kind of the costumes. I can see the jacket from right here, and like every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I can taste Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you guys should know by now what we're talking about.
That was probably one of the worst nights of my recent life.
Yeah, because you drank a whole bottle of wine and a whole bottle of Jack, and you chugged it. It's not like you were using water or even like pop or anything to mix it. You just drank the whole thing. Well, it's just like when I was on the St. Patty's Day episode, I was like, yeah, let's just make a bunch of whiskey sours. And then I was like, fine, and then incoherent. It just like where I kept playing a clip from Leprechaun over and over, and I couldn't even function. And it's just like it just hit me. I couldn't function. Chelsea was like, "It's 9 o'clock." Like it's like, and you were fucking drunk. So crazy. You'll learn your lesson though. I'm gonna get one day when we record at Billy's. I'm gonna get him blackout drunk. I'm gonna make him think I'm drinking like beer or something, and it's gonna be water, and just get him like smashed on an episode. He's been pretty drunk on sub though. It's funny he doesn't know it's the snowman. It is like, to me, like if it was well done, I feel like it could be creepy. Okay. He kills him by him deep throating the axe. Okay, doesn't make sense. Because where's the rest of the axe handle? Because he would have to bend it, which would break it. So many issues with that scene. It's creative. Have you ever seen someone swallow an axe from the other end?
That's true.
But it's fucking weird.
I see a story here from somebody who said, funny story, my very Christian mother saw the Gorefest version on the shelves of Blockbuster one year back in the day and immediately thought it was a legit sequel to the Michael Keaton version.
Oh my God. That's
needless
so
to
funny.
say, I was never allowed to watch this movie again till I turned 21.
That's so funny.
But it is weird though, isn't it, that like he brought this movie out and called it Jack Frost. And did this movie come out before the Michael Keaton Jack Frost?
I would think so. I think so, because like technically wouldn't that be under his copyright? Or it probably isn't, because the name Jack Frost is probably not copywritten because it exists in stories from like way back in the day, like
it's like in the public domain or whatever.
Yeah, could be. They should redo this. I do think like I feel like this is already getting ridiculous, but I'm enjoying it. He's just a fucking massive snowman. It just appears everywhere.
I think that costume or whatever it is, animatronic, is made of rubber.
I could see that. These kill scenes, I gotta say, are probably some of the cheesiest, cheapest.
Oh,
kill
that was
scenes
kind of
I've
cool.
ever-
He smashes her face into the ornaments.
Yeah, but you can tell it's a fucking doll. What is that about?
That would be pretty horrific, though, right?
Yeah, I get the kill scenes are super creative. I get that, but man, they are cheap, cheap. That's a cool kill, though. I actually like that. Just make her into an ornament. That sounded like Pennywise. Like Tim Curry's Pennywise.
Yeah, it does actually. It's like a weird fucking...
Hey there, Georgie, or whatever the fuck it sounds like.
I came here to talk about how I would always see this on the shelf at Blockbuster as a kid. Tried to sneak it past my mom under the guise of Michael Keaton movie, but it always failed.
That's
Strange
funny.
they have such weirdly similar plots. They are both about someone named Jack Frost dying in a car accident and coming back to life as a snowman. That's actually
That is weird.
an interesting
Hey, did this
idea.
come out first then?
Yeah.
This came out first.
So,
So then
does
they
he
saw
technically
this
have...
idea and was like, we could do this as a family movie.
Would he not have claimed to be like, no, motherfucker?
Yeah,
That's
if
my
he did
story.
beforehand, I feel like that's kind of a rip-off of his script, but just making it family-friendly.
That must have been so
Which
shit for him because
I always want to like that movie.
I don't
always
really
want to
like it.
I like it's sad. The first like 40 minutes is like
It's
fun,
fucking miserable.
and then it just gets like a super sad movie. We talked about it last year. I was like, "Do you want to watch this?" And even Chelsea's like, "Nah." Like it's not a movie I go back to on Christmas. The new Santa Claus show, kind of boring.
Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people here online seem to reckon that the fact that the Michael Keaton movie came out like a year or two after might have actually had something to do with the fact that it was in an era of video stores and lots of people picked up the other one. And all the money it made from video sales was responsible for it having a sequel.
That is fucking crazy. It's crazy how something's happened in the, I don't know, social subconscious or something like that, where it's just like, well, this is the movie I want to. I love Michael Keaton. And once you read it and see the cover is really different because the cover is scary. Like, and I always remembered the original cover.
There's multiple covers, I think.
Scary face.
Because there's a...
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, with the sharp, like, icicle teeth.
Yeah.
But I think one of the covers is like, it kind of just looks something like the background that we have right now.
Really? I never saw that cover.
Yeah.
And then, no, it's cool. I'm pretty sure I remember it being holographic.
It was,
at the Blockbuster.
Yep, they had like a lenticular thing.
That's fucking cool, man. See, I always remembered this movie. Never watched it. I don't know. I mean, it's just like the trailer was like, or maybe I just didn't cue in, or maybe someone didn't let me watch it. So these guys, I missed that, are some sort of like CIA, FBI agent type dudes.
They're so fucking cringy. So the sequel takes place on a vacation island.
What?
The sequel takes place on a vacation island.
Why? I don't understand it. You know what some of these directors do? I feel like if you already had money, right, and you're doing okay, right, and you're like still getting your royalty checks or whatever, you know, and then it's just like, I want to go on vacation. Can I shoot this movie while I'm on vacation?
Okay, right.
Because that's what Adam Sandler does, man.
This sounds incredible. In the sequel of the first Jack Frost movie, Sheriff, his wife, Sam's two deputies, also a husband and wife, decide to go on a Caribbean vacation, or Caribbean, to take their minds off the traumatic events of the previous movie in a place with absolutely no snow. Their holiday will be short-lived, however, as the thawed-out murderer gets inadvertently refrozen and brought back to life. As if that weren't bad enough, he now has the ability to remain frozen, even in tropical temperatures, and he's headed south to settle some old scores.
That sounds so ridiculous.
And the tagline is, he's slicing and icing.
He's slicing and icing. That's fucking so funny. I can't believe that they end up like. And that's what I'm saying. I do think this guy just probably wanted to have a vacation. Wouldn't you? It's like. Because why would he do the premise of the film like that? It doesn't make sense.
This first movie is an absolute terrible film. Complete piece of shit. Nothing but schlock, and I love it. One of the peaks of trashy horror, honestly. There's a sequel, by the way. It takes place on a vacation island, which is much better than the first movie. It's a lot funnier. What? With almost no downtime. Plus, he also doesn't rape anyone to death in it either.
But that's the whole point of the movie, though. So that's why you tune into the Patreon, because that's gonna be fucking fun. Why is the priest there?
They're fucking random.
Like, this is a murder scene,
well,
right?
Why would you be on police business?
It's just so weird.
I love that they're showing like the people in the crowd, and they're trying to make it seem like there's like a shit ton of people. There's like
It's
7
just
people.
like one town. This guy. Oh yeah, there's like maybe 20, 25 people, maybe? Not even, probably.
What is the priest doing?
So this is because so many people are getting murdered?
So fucking random. I'm going to pull, for people who are watching the video aspect of this, I'm going to start pulling images up on screen. So you can see some of the stuff that we've already seen, like the kill where the chick gets her head smashed in. The rape scene. And the scene where somebody tries to melt him with a hairdryer.
That's where they, obviously, when they find out it's a killer snowman. From the trailer, I get that they, at least that they're like, okay, how do you kill a snowman?
That's interesting. Somebody says, I'm the proud owner of the Vinegar Syndrome release with the lenticular face changing slipcover.
The Vinegar
Syndrome?
What is that?
It's like a company that re-releases like old, weird fucking...
Like vinegar, like you put on French fries?
Yeah.
That's a weird name.
I know, it's a really strange name.
You like vinegar? I like vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar's not bad. Looks brand new. Has a lenticular face changing slipcover on the Blu-ray, much like the infamous VHS tape. Has a great...
buy it now?
This nearly has to be sold already. Has a great new commentary by the director. He's very proud of this movie. It would have been a much bigger hit to begin with if given the chance. Originally, Rennie Harlan was set to direct with a $30 million budget featuring effects on the level of The Abyss.
That would have been crazy. And they wanted to keep it a horror movie, right?
Yeah, so apparently like originally the talks were like they were going to throw $30 million at this thing. That
would have been probably better,
and
or worse.
and I think the reason that whatever happened, he kept having issues with the studios and whatever, and he loved the idea so much that he just eventually, after a couple of years of being messed around, he was like, okay, I'm just gonna go make this shit.
And that's the guy that wrote it, because eventually you'd be like, I'm just gonna make my vision. Fuck it.
I think that's where he was at. Like, apparently he was like, look, I done the best I could with basically no money. That's kind of weird looking.
I think it's like I could see how it could be scary.
If you were
Like,
driving
the face
somewhere
it-
at night in the dark
Yeah, I saw it.
on your own, and like you pulled up and there was just a snowman in the middle of the road.
Well, yeah, an angry looking one, I would fucking shit myself. I'd be like turning around. I'm not even gonna get out of my car.
Oh wow,
Oh, he's in the car now.
wow.
Yeah, that's what my.
That was probably one of the worst kill scenes I think I've ever seen.
He was in the back seat, then he was in the front seat, and then he drove over his head. And they didn't show anything. They just showed him look at the camera. Wow, yeah, that was horrible. I gotta say, especially for like a cop kill scene. Ice-T would be mad. Did you get that
So-
reference? Somebody-
Shit tons of people are saying that the sequel is like really, really fun.
All right. Well, you know what we got for that. That's why we put it behind a paywall.
And it's interesting because neither of us have seen the entire sequel either. So, like, I'm only going by.
I definitely didn't see the sequel. I don't even remember this.
I'm
just
looking at
remember
what is this? A Reddit thread, on the horror subreddit, and there's like 288 comments, and everybody's like, "Sequel's amazing. Sequel's so much fun. Sequel's ridiculous. I love it."
Okay. So that's definitely being done then.
Here's an interesting take. Somebody's like, I don't know if you noticed, but the one with Michael Keaton is also a horror movie as well, though. Beloved father and musician dies in a horrific accident, leaving behind a magical harmonica. Left with nothing but his devastated mother and ache for his father, Charlie decides to build a snowman and picks up the harmonica in hopes that he can feel connected to his father once again. The next morning, he finds the harmonica has actually summoned his father's spirit, only to be trapped in a ticking time bomb of a snowman body. Over the course of a few weeks, the snowman gets one last run with his son, finding new interests that they can share together in private. Charlie
Like
is
10 kids
tormented.
with fucking snowballs.
It kind of is, though. It's like Charlie is
Yeah,
tormented
you said
by his peers and mother alike over a clearly trauma-induced imaginary friendship with a pile of ice. Meanwhile, the snowman is forced to watch with the eyes of coal, his best friend and ex-bandmate step up to the plate of fathering his child,
and
loving
fuck
his wife, and farting in his recliner. Just as Charlie
Is he farting in his
begins,
recliner? What the fuck? That's weird.
just as Charlie begins to get used to having his father back in his life, the winter season comes to an end. The snowman father is left outside, only to die a second time under the warm spring sun,
Yeah,
right
it's a
before
fucking
Charlie and his
sad
mother's eyes.
It is a horror movie. That is 100% a horror movie, and they knew it. And it's like it's all like, you know, how you put backgrounds on things. Kind of, we did a Christmas crime episode with Wolf and the Bull, and it got really sad. Where you could tell, like, everyone was having some drinks and stuff like that, and Cam, one of the wolf they call him, he started doing, like, essentially being like, if you want, like, to seek help, you know, like, if people like seek help, but we almost got therapeutic. And I said to Anton, I was like, I never say that. I'm always like, well, yeah, make sure you don't kill people, but I never be like, you know, if you reach out to someone, there's always a good. And I was like, that's a good thing. And then I was like, Anton, you're up, because I had a really sad ass story, because Christmas crimes are horrible. And then Anton, we put inspirational music behind Anton doing the story like he's a motivational speaker, and it made the story not as sad. So, like, you can really change the tone of stuff with, like, music and background and stuff.
Christmas in general can actually, like, it is very twofold. It can be quite depressing.
Yeah. There's so much, like, there was so many Christmas crimes. Like, I know you want to talk about that. There's so many more to talk about. Like, we didn't even, like, really brush the surface of how many, like, crimes and murders there are that are associated with Christmas. It's crazy. And there's some, like, really deep cases.
How are you feeling about what's on screen right now?
How old's this kid? Is that a teenager? Is that
Weird music choice.
I know.
I guess
I
it's
missed
like
who
a
that was.
Christmas jingle or whatever, but what the fuck is he wearing?
Who's wearing? Do you wear long johns? I think I gotta get into this feeling warm thing because I'm always cold.
No, I don't. I don't have long johns actually.
Neither do I. I live in Canada.
I would have assumed you definitely would have had them.
No, I don't. I don't know. I don't know why I don't have them. I already talked. I'm gonna get thermal pants and socks because I when I went to one of the protests in like the dead of winter in like February. Oh, I learned real quick that your feet get real cold. Like 2 hours standing there and be like, "Fuck Trudeau."
Yeah, that'd be miserable. Like, fuck this.
Yeah, it was so cold the one day I went, like freezing. And a lot of times you walk around and nothing happens. So what they do, just look at each other in their long johns?
Yeah, and then is that supposed to be like a sign of like premature ejaculation there?
Yes, for sure.
And she's drying her hair.
That's champagnes. I'm drinking some champagnes. We have like a little bottle that like Chelsea want to try. This like I only drink champagne for New Year's, like really. Or Christmas. We do champagne and orange juice is good.
A while back there when I went to, I don't know if it was
freezer.
Was it when I went to see Last Podcast on the Left or something like that? I can't remember exactly. And we stayed in a hotel and they were giving out free champagne as the guests were checking in. And like, I think people were just taking the champagne like to just, you know, not be awkward or whatever.
Yeah.
So I get the glass of champagne and I just drink the whole fucking thing. And like, my girl was like, did you just drink that whole thing? And I was like, yeah, is that not? And then I was kind of like, I was like, is that not why he gave it to us? And she was like, no, but you're supposed to just like sip on it and just like pretend like. And then the guy comes by again. He's like, oh, my friend, do you like that? Oh, I was like, yeah. He was like, here, have another one. And like, I could just tell like
was
the
he
old
Indian?
people.
Oh, my friend.
I can't even say what I was going to say. And I was like, damn. He wasn't Irish, which makes me like massively racist.
I like Indians. And a lot of times I do say, hey, friend. They're like, hey, friend. So like, what's up, man?
I can save myself here, actually. Anytime I try to do an impersonation of anybody who I don't think is Irish, American, English, it's probably going to sound like they're Indian because I can't do accents.
I've said my story before. I went on a play where they made me put on, like, I was like 11, 12, and they made me dress up like an Indian. And I was so young, man, and I had to say, coming dead. And that was my role. And it got canceled after one day. So I remember saying that story to my mom. I was like, do you remember that? Like, because my mom actually played a Swedish prostitute in this film or in this play. It was a play, which was fairly fucked up. And it was called No Sex Please We're British, a fairly famous play. And they redid it. And they just the director was supposed to be a delivery guy. And I wanted to be in the show. So they gave me that role of his son. And of course, a delivery guy supposedly has to be Indian in the early 2000s. So,
and do you know what's crazy as well? Like back then, there probably wasn't too many like eyelids batted at that. Whereas like if you even attempted to suggest that now.
Well, it's crazy how Trudeau did it like 4 times, right? But this idea of like that I don't think, especially for a play, like men played women all the time, especially back in the day, and then people got mad about it. And it's just like a lot of plays did that dressed up, but it's not appropriate for sure. It's fucked up. But like, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, cool, I get to be in the play.
Well, it ain't fucking Frosty.
My God.
What does he have in his hand? An ice pick, is
An
it?
ice pick. Yeah. This is a fucking weird scene.
Sometimes he sounds like he's talking through a megaphone.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
Or it's like all distorted or some shit.
Yeah, it's like a reverb. Now he shoots icicles out of his hand. It is crazy how both movies are like the same. Like a guy possesses a snowman.
Hmm.
It's just like it is.
How wet
weird,
is her fucking hair? Oh my god.
You know, she's like blow drying it for 20 straight minutes.
And
And it'd be so
wet.
loud in your ear though. But like not for that long. You would still hear someone screaming.
This is where I'm assuming she gets...
My favorite part. The only part I know. Oh, this guy's name was Tommy.
Oh, brilliant. So
Sick. All right.
the Reddit thread I was reading where there was all like funny comments and like people talking about little things about the movie has now, the second half of it has turned into everybody arguing about this scene.
Oh, really?
Saying that the movie should be
about-
cancelled because it's implied rape and rape is not funny and all this shit.
I don't know if it's supposed to be funny. I'm sure they make it funny, but it is a horror movie. It's fictional. Fictional characters.
Someone here is like, going to give this person a shout out. His_majesty on Reddit says, why do people take the rape scene so seriously, but they don't take the fact that the rapist is a murderous, reincarnated, psychopathic snowman monster? Seriously.
Yeah.
It's clearly a ridiculous scene and not meant to be taken seriously like the rest of the film. Oh, wait. The film isn't serious at all. Grow the fuck up.
It's so true. Yeah, see, it's the carrots right there.
I've never heard of people complain about the woman that gets raped by a demonic tree in Evil Dead. Is it
yeah,
merely
sure.
because that film is considered good while Jack Frost is considered terrible?
Yeah. This is fucking weird, man. That's for sure her scream because she was in Scary Movie. She did that like scream.
This is such a weird scene.
This is weird.
He's just waving.
And the music is the weirdest thing, I think. He's just like, yeah, essentially it looks like, yeah, I can see he's just to bash her, right? Is the idea. It's like bash her into oblivion, right? Oh, see, there's a pun. That's pretty good. I like that. Christmas came a little early. Yeah, and he sticks back on his nose while smoking his pipe like he's smoking a Wow, okay, but no, my thing is like, so he films the thing, he's just like, it's just smashing her to pieces, I guess, and getting that half boob scene, but they kept it PG-13, right?
It's strange
And
though
then
because they put no
You
blood
can
or
see
anything.
it where it's just like, what?
It's very weird that they didn't put any blood or anything like that.
No, it was just kind of him groping her for 3 minutes.
I don't see the problem with that scene. Like, come on.
Not at all. I thought the Hills Have Eyes 2 is fair a lot worse. I think Evil Dead shitty is even worse.
Better Snow Dad than No Dad.
Is that what he said?
I don't know. I just see someone quoted that here. Is that in the Michael Keaton version?
Yeah. That's fucking funny. It is crazy. I feel like we should clip that part even for a YouTube video or in TikTok and stuff like that, because the whole thing that is a horror movie fucking makes sense to me now that you think about it. I never revisit it. I used to, but I'm always like, it's sad.
It
I don't
is.
wanna watch
It's
this sad
fucking miserable.
movie. Like, it's good for like maybe 20 minutes where it's like fun. He's helping him with the bullies and throwing snowballs at them and shit. That is sad.
I rented this movie as a kid because it had a cool looking evil snowman on the cover. And I got
That's what I would
I got to, with my parents, I got to watch a snowman fucking Shannon Elizabeth to death with his carrot cock.
That's funny. Like, I don't know. I let my kid watch this when he was like, maybe, I don't know, 14? I think I was watching
5.
shit like so young. Yeah, 5.
Same though. This is the thing, right? And I feel like, yeah, I'm probably mentally ill and maybe have the potential to be like a school shooter or something, but
don't say that. That'll be in the record.
I don't know. I feel like I watched way more fucked up things when I was young.
Well, and I grew up in the age of the internet being the Wild Wild West.
It's just,
The fact that I don't know if anyone understands or remembers AOL chats like I mentioned, but that shit was fucking weird. Okay. And
The
you could
amount of
just have
times-
LimeWire and you would download a song and it would be some like Black Booty Mambo Jamba 5 or something like that. It's just like, what?
what I used to
I
love
want
about
Hawthorne
LimeWire,
Heights.
whatever. I remember this specifically about LimeWire.
Now they're shooting the snowman. Okay, yeah, LimeWire.
What did
It's
he
like
just shoot that with?
some sort of crazy cool gun that has a scope on it, for a handgun that has a scope for
Oh,
some
cool.
stupid reason.
For sniping reasons.
America.
Yeah, LimeWire. I always remember anytime I searched anything on LimeWire, the
Yeah.
first search results would always have like XXX, big tits,
Oh yeah.
tight pussy, cum shot, and then the name of whatever I'd search for. I was like, why does this always happen?
It was that shit was nuts, man. And obviously there was other deep problems. The tip of the iceberg, literally, of like what's on the internet. But that, yeah, it's just fucking crazy.
The
I'd like
amount of
literally like
times as
download
well.
a music video for like literally like Hawthorne Heights or like AFI or something, and then it would not be that. It's like what?
I think I destroyed like 2 home computers and a laptop with shit like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure between me and my brother, the computer was probably fucked.
And I remember as well, now looking back on it, at the time I didn't realize, but when I was like a horny little kid and like things like AOL and like MSN and all, the amount of times that I probably thought I was like, I am a chick. I mean, like,
Yeah.
ooh, great. No, because they had like a girl sounding username and it was probably some old dude like whacking himself off.
100%, and you wouldn't know. Like, it's so crazy that the internet used to be crazy, and I don't know if you'd like to join me and Billy for when we talk. We're gonna do a Strange Brew redo of the dark web. I want to get the most fucked up shit imaginable to talk
Count
about.
me in.
Okay, I thought you'd like that one.
Yep. Count me in.
And remember, if you want to join me and Billy this Friday for the Dover Demon episode, you can let me know.
Well, yeah, I need to look up about that as well, actually. I always like to like dig into it a little bit and have some kind of knowledge.
I gotta watch some videos and shit. If you want to join us for the first time, because we're all gonna be together on the special, I think it'd be fairly fun if you join me and Billy for that episode. Because I haven't recorded when this comes out. Like, you'll probably hear some episodes with Billy on it, but it's been a while on Strange Brew side, like a couple weeks now. This is so cheesy, and it's supposed like to me now. Okay, this is like it's definitely a comedy horror. It's meant to be like very stupid slapstick, like the music, like
the camera
ridiculous
angles as well are
acting.
like really weird.
It's just so weird. What is that? Oh, hairspray. That's also funny too, because she doesn't stop spraying her hair with hairspray, which is like really bad for you, just so people know. And then they're gonna set the whole place on fire. Yeah, no shit. Oh man, this movie. If I think this is ridiculous, I'm sure that the Gingerbread Man one is gonna be me fucked.
Yeah. Lots of people here kind of have the same sentiment as you, with being interested to see how a remake of this would look with today's technology.
Yeah, because it could be what Blumhouse could, I'm sure, create a worthy, not even worth, because it doesn't need to be worthy. This movie's probably horrible when it comes to horror, but some of the, I don't know,
Yeah.
some of the low budget ones are fun. Like, but you could do it. You could fucking put money into like something like this and really, the fact that I could probably in an afternoon write a decent story, like even just like points about how the story could go of this same kind of thing of a guy possessing a snowman kind of thing. I'm sure someone that actually has talent can fucking do it. Let's just start writing screenplays, man, and then we'll just start sending them in everywhere.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, if this shit could get made, surely to God I could come up with something.
I know.
Oh wow, they used actual real look at snow there.
For 1 second. You could even do it as a comedy horror if you could do it right. It's hard to really get comedy horror, or horror comedy, but like if you did it right, where it's actually funny, like Scary Movie, the first one, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It was never done before at that scale of like humor, but dumb humor. And when that came out, it like up till even 3, I think they're all slightly funny, but definitely the first 3 are worthy of saying pretty good comedy movies. The TV's leaking.
They were way ahead of their time.
Oh, for sure. Billy loves those movies. We should do a commentary with Billy, like all the first 3 or some shit. Eventually, like we could.
I
take
haven't
time to do
seen
that.
them in so long. I'd love to watch
It would
them
probably
again.
be so funny. Because at the beginning of the show, some fans of Strange Rule know this. Like me and Billy used to go twins, and like it happened like on 3 episodes because we would watch movies in the background, and which was not the greatest idea. But like every time there's boobs on the screen, Billy would be like ooh boobs, or like it's just, or he was watching. We put on Scary Movie, and he just started saying twins and shit. And we got a review that said that said these people pay more attention to the fucking movie than they do the episode, and I was like, yeah. At the beginning, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
I am. What is this movie, man? It's like I know we're supposed to be watching it, but I'm like, it's distracted me. I'm like thinking of something, and I'm like, what?
I know, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, it's the snow. So he can just form. He can be melted and then come back because he can just turn. I guess because he's water. This is so fucking weird.
Weird, man. It's like a fever dream. I remember going to the movie theater to see what scary movie had Dr. Phil in like the Saw trap at the start.
That's number 3, I think.
I remember
and
whatever.
Like,
oh, dude, I done so.
Wrong
I remember
foot.
fucking seeing that in the movie theater and like literally like out loud howling, laughing at that.
See, and when we did the skit for the strange mysteries and hauntings of the Civil War, like I kind of stole that idea from that. I wrote it out differently, but I had the idea of like Anton's going to be a doctor in the Civil War, but he's only going to be 16 because a lot of kids were like drafted. Like there was like kids that trained as a doctor for 2 hours and went on the field and shit. So I was like, he's gonna amputate my like leg or my arm, but it's gonna be the wrong one. We just played out that, and it was fucking funny.
And like it seems like such a like hacky gag, but dude, I found that so funny.
I know.
Another maybe somewhat controversial opinion I have about horror is I love the Saw franchise. Now I know a lot of people instantly are going to go, oh, it's just the same movie over and over again. I think Jigsaw as a villain is like super underrated.
See, I've seen the first like fucking 3 or 4 or some shit, and I think that I was gonna watch Jigsaw and never did. I like the premise of the films. They make me uncomfortable though. I
I
hate the
just
needle scene. I don't like
oh,
when that chick falls in
that's
the shit of needles.
probably
I don't like that.
the
The pit of needles. No, thank you.
that's potentially definitely in my top like 2 or 3 scenes in a horror movie that every time I see it,
I know how much I don't like getting a needle in general. I just don't like the feeling of it. And people are like, oh, you like getting needles? Yeah, I don't, because most times they're fucking poison in that shit. But anyways, I just don't like the feeling of it. It creeps me out. Someone drawing my blood.
Yeah, I had to get my
It's
blood
just a
taken
creepy
last week.
fucking,
And like I know like for the most part like you can't actually really feel anything, but if I look at somebody drawing the blood,
oh yeah, it's weird.
I feel like that I can feel it more. Like I'm looking at it and I felt
Yeah,
like a
faintish
pain.
or some
Yeah, I
shit,
felt like a
right.
pain in my arm. I was like, I can feel her taking that blood out.
And I was a chef, so I cut myself numerous times when I wasn't obviously using a knife properly or too fast or whatever, right? Numerous times. I almost cut off my fucking thumb. Like, I've had, like, where I can deal with that, but I don't like needles. And also, what I really don't like, another one, which we should, if I'll watch more of the Saws. We can talk about all of them, but the glass.
On the wrists.
Yeah, on the wrist with the hand thing, man. I hate that one.
That freaks me out so much when she puts her hand into the box and then goes to pull it
you could
out.
strip your veins and you could die instantly.
And it's just like
you hit one vein, you're dead.
She keeps
Like
moving her
major
hands
artery.
like this, and you can see like the fucking.
Yeah.
And
I
like
hate that shit.
The thing they have, isn't it? Like it's like it looks like the top off like a box cutter.
Yeah.
This like slashing her wrists. I find that
I
fucking
don't like
grim.
And to me, I would say do a whole big review on all of them, but part of me thinks a commentary of like the first 2 or 3 might be worth it just because they do make you feel uncomfortable and you can kind of see our reactions live because there's so many things that works. And as you're hearing us talk about this stuff, you're also hearing ideas.
We could also do maybe an episode where we do like our top 3 saw traps or something like that.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea.
Wow, what is that?
This is so stupid. It's beyond stupid. The fact that he's like, hey, like, so like, and then why is the priest always there?
I
and then
don't
for
know.
some reason they get him in the basement. Priests are used to being in basements, but like they get him in the basement.
That's hardly
And then
how
they just,
they've
like,
killed him.
It is 1,000% probably. I've seen a couple of good low budget, not good, but like low budget horror movies. I haven't seen a lot of them, probably compared to what you have, but man, it's so cheesy. See, that's the cover I always saw. It's got this like icicle teeth with like the cat eyes, which he never had.
No.
And I remember like, yeah, that's where I was like, this looks fun. But there's also a movie called it's a clown horror movie. Oh, Sicko or something like that. I think I might have sent it to you at one point. And it was called something else later on, but we rented, me and my buddy rented, we were like 13, 14, and we're like, what are we watching? Like, it looked like it was made by like some guy with like 5 people with a camera. But there's some gems in movies in general and cinema that were low budget. Me and Chelsea just watched Kevin Smith on Tom Segura's podcast. I got one thing to say about that. He kept asking Tom how he's so rich. How much money does he have? Because Tom has this big ass podcast studio set up essentially because he does stand up. His wife does stand up. He's connected to Bobby Lee, all these people. They're all doing this podcast game in the comedy world of like that hangout homie kind of conversation. And he just kept fucking asking about like, so how much money do you make? Like, over and over again throughout the thing. And it's just like, he's like, why don't I have this money? It's like, that's weird, Kevin. Come on.
Tom has a really good episode he done recently as well with Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, that child foot sniffer?
Dude, the episode is really interesting.
I'll probably watch it, but I do think that Quentin Tarantino likes child feet. You ever hear that about that conspiracy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's a weird dude.
There's the icicle teeth. This is weird. You're immortal. Bravo.
That was.
I like the guy's voice. Gold! It just screams that shit.
Why is he? There's no point in carrying a fucking blow dryer around because you have nowhere to plug it in, you idiot.
Yeah. No, but I had my point about the low budget films, like that Kevin Smith did make Clerks. Like, and it was low budget, and I fucking love that movie. It's funny as fuck, man, for what it is and what he created.
Why does this guy look like Edgar from fucking Men in Black?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that dude? He's like, sugar.
Oh, yeah. I rewatched those movies recently too, like in the past, like maybe like 3 years. I always go back to them, and oh, what the fuck? Okay, what is happening now?
Oh wow, that was the worst effect I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is
like
the worst.
The pipe beside the mouth.
It's directly beside his mouth.
Oh god,
this is horrible. Let's end it with a cheap bang. But I never liked that guy in Men in Black, and he's like,
he used to scare the shit out of me when I was young.
Man, it's a weird
he had
character.
Like the
and then an alien is like
kind
of just using like a human skin kind of, and it's just like,
yeah, because remember he's like he goes inside and his wife is like, Edgar, your skin is falling off your face, and then he grabs his head and he pulls up. He's like, "Is that better?"
Back. I didn't like that shit at all, and she's like shocked.
That I remember as a kid, I always remembered that where he's like sugar, and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "In water."
Sugar. No, it's weird. I have this TikTok, like you see, it just changed by itself. Randomly, it will like change, like all of a sudden. It's been doing it for a while.
Conspiracy.
Fucking weird.
Also, to speak of conspiracies, you were talking about Scary Movie a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And on my Mac computer, all of a sudden, when I opened a new tab on Google, it had suggestions for me, and the first thing was Scary Movie.
100%. We're being listened to and watched all the time. They say it's just for ads and shit like that. But if the algorithm can do that, imagine what else they can do. See, it changed again, and now it's changing again.
They're letting you know that they're communicating with you, letting you know that they are listening. Whoa, that's weird.
Oh, yeah. What happened to his face?
That was a pretty good line. You are so fucking dead.
That's so
He's
stupid.
talking as he's flying through the air.
Okay, it's funny, man. Whatever. Like,
no way. That's
part of me like now wants to do a commentary on fucking Men in Black.
I know, right? I was just thinking, I was like, that is such a good movie.
I think Will Smith and his fucking Scientology ass is weird as fuck, but faking slapping Chris Rock on stage.
Do you know what, as well? A lot of my childhood heroes have had such falls from grace. I
know. I
so
feel the same way. You've heard that joke before. Did you ever hear that joke where me and Billy on I think it was the Valentine's Day episode. You can go back to that on YouTube and all podcast platforms. But he's like, I was like, all my heroes are becoming fucking predators. I was like, Shia LaBeouf, all these fucking people like Manson and all this shit. And he's like, if the shoe fits, and I was like, fuck you. And he was wearing some like pink like button up shirt. I was like, anyone's a predator, it's you over there, fucking Ted Bundy. He's like, this is the only pink shirt I had. And he's wearing like a button up dress shirt and like dress khakis.
Jimmy Savile.
Yes. Like, what are you wearing? The good old days when Billy used to record after coming from being a bartender, and he just wears slacks or whatever you call that shit.
Would that be in bad taste? So I was at one point planning on showing up to do like some sort of an episode, maybe a special episode, cosplaying as Jimmy Savile.
Would you want to do it when we talk about Jimmy Savile? Because I want to do that.
Sounds great.
I've wanted to do that episode for a long time.
What we should all
I'll
do
dress
is
up like a little boy.
Whoever's doing the episode, we should all dress up as our own version of Jimmy Savile.
That would be so stupid.
Jimmy Savile through the years, and you can have all the different.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny. I have the Ozzy Osbourne glasses, so I need to do like a ball wing.
I really want to watch that Jimmy Savile Netflix thing again, just because
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either, but I have a
he's-
feeling they're not going to really show as much as they should.
No, they don't. I've seen it already. Like, but I kind of want to watch it again just because he's so like. Every time I look at him, I'm like, how did this man? Even before, right, he was outed as like a big serial fucking pedo rapist freak.
Yeah.
How at any point was he like? What was the allure? He was like an old man.
A disc jockey.
that
Like, it's
was
so
like
weird.
had like a bald head, but like long gray hair at the back that would wear.
I believe if anyone's a reptilian, it's that fucking dude.
He is such a
Why
fucking
is
freak.
okay, I don't understand why the snowman has like a bloody head now.
And wasn't he
Like,
smashed
why
to
is
pieces
he not
a
able to
second ago?
rejuvenate? This is so fucking cheap and fucked. It's so funny. And then David Icke always is like, yeah, I called out Jimmy Savile a long time ago. He looks like what a pedophile looks like a creepy,
With the fucking
lure your
cigar and like the.
yeah. And I bet you they scratched and that's why I'm gonna be yelling over when I watch it on Netflix because it goes so much deeper than they're saying. Like they used to bring kids on fucking yachts and shit and toss them overboard, like a lot of crazy stuff. So.
Oh wow.
This is fucked, man. You're not gonna my family like some of the script writing is horrible. This is so cheesy. This is Gavin like. That stuntman had to jump out of a window with a fake big snowman into a truck of water. Is that supposed to be acid? They got a bucket of acid. Wouldn't that mean the sheriff would die too? Or is it antifreeze? Is it antifreeze? Because that would be fairly funny.
Oh, I think it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's funny. See, it's funny. As we talk about movies, we always bring up other movies and other things. And it's always like, oh, I'm so excited for so many things. Because the Jimmy Savile or Savile or whatever the fuck people. But that's going to be a huge, big topic. And there's plenty of other stuff. Like, it's crazy.
It sounds awful, like, but I actually can't wait to do.
I've wanted to do that episode since the beginning of the podcast. Like, around the beginning, that's... And there's like yeah.
How are you gonna tell me, right? And this is when like this motherfucker was probably
he looks like Willy Wonka, dude.
That motherfucker was probably our age at that point, which is the scariest part.
What? Really? Like 30?
Look at him. How are you gonna tell me he's not a pedophile?
Yeah.
I kind of want that haircut though.
How are you gonna get that wig? Can you be that version of him?
Yeah, I want to be that version.
With the British like fucking jumper. That shit's fucking funny, man. Like it's crazy. It's not like even on when we did the Christmas Crimes episode, I was like putting myself in a hole a little bit. I was like, I gotta find it funny. And I'm like, like that the situation's funny. I was like, we make fun of serial killers all the time. Not the victims, but I was like it's crazy how this stuff can exist, right? And if you have stuff like, that guy existing and Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that, people, that is just the surface. And that's why I believe in reptilians. Christians may call them demons. Oh yeah, that guy's a fucking reptilian for sure. There's the one I want to do. I'm just gonna get some fucking gnarly ass teeth, my Aussie glasses.
I didn't
and a
realize
fat
he had
cigar.
such fucking. Those are. I don't even. There's like fangs.
Yeah, he's a reptilian. He like if this idea is true that they exhume child energy, pubescent energy, I'm sure that he's one of them. So they put him inside of a can. Inside of not can, but oh my god. Da-na-na-da-da-da. Anti-frost. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
antifreeze.
and that's a way of letting you know that there was a sequel planned. The fact that it was bubbling
Wow.
up to be like, oh, I'm still alive, motherfucker.
Okay, quickly. What do you give that?
Ooh, out of what?
Well, maybe we'll do
Out of 5 snowballs?
yeah, I was gonna say five. It was like 5 snowballs, 5 Santa balls.
I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 1 snowball.
Yeah. I'll do a 1.7.
Do you know
Maybe
what?
a
Right,
2.
I always.
Well, I
and
guess it's 5. If it's out of 10, I'll say a 2.5.
I'm always I have a bad habit of doing that, maybe because I feel such like I don't know. I feel like I should give horror movies like better ratings than I do, just because I don't like when people trash horror. But
Yeah.
like, I just that was pretty.
I know. Well,
unbearable.
look what we did to Halloween 2, which hopefully will be out by the time this one is. But
It's just
gotta release that.
It's
shit.
just that like we keep talking about Halloween 2 and it just never comes out. It's like that episode about Halloween 2.
Yeah, it's like so teasing for something that hasn't even been out yet. But like, and even when we did to Halloween 2 on certain movies, I'm gonna be honest, I love fucking horror, dude. And the thing is, I'll enjoy it even if it is shitty. Like even if it is just so like most people don't like it, it's kind of crappy and people like hate on it. I will hate on it jokingly, but I'll still say, hey, I'll watch it. This movie, I don't think I'll watch again. Unless I'm
No.
like really, really high. Like really high. Where I'm like, if all the audio listeners Aaron keeps bringing up pictures of Jimmy Savile and I do not like it. It's so creepy. He is a scary. He is like the pedophile version of Ozzy Osbourne. Like if there was like like it's crazy. Oh man, that's gonna be a fucking deep episode, dude.
I literally
I can't
like,
even lie.
it sounds so
You can
bad.
plan
like,
to do it in the new year. So, and the thing is, it's got to be researched heavily, and I'm gonna try to find the most craziest shit, even if people believe it's not real. It probably is, because truth is stranger than fiction.
and before we anyone watching the video aspect of this, I guess before we outro this episode, I'm gonna
we got to we got to bring it into the next feature of
I'm
the
gonna
double feature.
leave everybody with a lovely last image of a young, beautiful, pretty Jimmy Savile.
Oh man, it's his eyes, man. He looks like a demon.
Those fucking weird vacant eyes.
Why does he have like I don't know, like an 8-year-old Madeline British haircut?
That hair.
Like an 8-year-old girl.
He has
So
always. That's another thing we're gonna. Each of us is gonna have to take a hairstyle.
I'll do that one. I feel like I can do that one fairly easy with my fucking mullet wig I already have. Jesus Christ.
I need to be that freaky one where he's in the sweat suit thing.
Oh, we got to do that one with Billy, and I'll just make Billy wear something. Or I'll be like, Billy, wear what you wore at 16. Do you have any clothes that you wore when you were like, 15, 16? Just wear like capri like pants and like a tight shirt that like fucking comes up to his like chest. To be like, he can be the boy that we all molest. It's fucked up. It's fucked up, but man, that shit's crazy that existed. And guess what? The Queen was in cahoots with that dude for sure.
And anyone that's
man,
anyone that's
shaking my head.
That's still like I guess on the fence about that whole thing is fucking dumb.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And that will be coming, considering we've gotten all these like, okay, what are we gonna do next? But stay tuned for the next feature. What is it called? The Gingerbread Man?
Is it, or is it the Gingerdead Man?
Is it the Gingerdead Man? Because that is awesome.
Yeah, we should
that's the
probably have
next-
had a better yeah, it's the
I've never seen
Gingerdead
it.
Man.
The Gingerdead Man. It's Carrot Top as a zombie. Get it?
See. It is the Gingerdead Man, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the scary gingerbread man. Yes, that is
There we
definitely
go.
it.
I forgot Gary
gingerbread
Busey is
man.
the main
Gary
character in it.
Gary Busey is the ginger dead man, so he does the voice. Evil never tasted so good. So tune into that. We're gonna have a short intermission, and then we're gonna do a big review of both movies at the end of what we really think of both of these low budget trash bags of horror movies.
Also, another one of those franchises, if you want to call it that just had like so many ridiculous sequels. Like it had a sequel called Gingerdead Man 2: Passion of the Crust.
That is awesome. I gotta admit, I like that.
The year after that, it had Gingerdead Man 3: Saturday Night Cleaver.
I can't believe they can like even like the Evil Bong movies. I remember like on Prime or something. I saw like Evil Bong.
Yeah. There's a
4
whole
or
sure. There's a
5
whole
or something
there's a
like
whole
that, and I'm like, what?
There's a whole Evil Bong franchise. I think
We have to do that for 420.
And do you want to know something even more hilarious? And I forgot about this. There's actually a crossover movie done in the vein of Freddy vs. Jason, which was released in 2013, called Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong.
Oh no way.
Yep.
Man, all of these have to come as a commentary, and I love doing the commentaries. I think it is fairly fun. To you hear kind of our thoughts on the movie as it's happening, rather than like kind of watching a movie. Oh, that's nice. It's right. That looks fucking nuts. Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong. We have to watch Evil Bong for 420. Like 1,000%. I've never seen it. It looks fucking.
I've never seen the full movie either. I've seen clips, but
I've seen a small few clips, but 100%. There's stuff like that coming. We're going to do a live special for this year's for Hitler's birthday this year, because that's when 420 is. But that is the plan. I think it's on might be on like a Thursday or something like that. But we're definitely going to do. You'll have to get that dirtbag weed from that guy named fucking Geppetto down the street.
yeah, I have to get like some shitty hash out of some homeless guy's underpants.
Yeah, it just finds out it's fentanyl and then you die. But I thought, okay, just tune in, right? We're gonna have a little, very short intermission, and then get ready for Gingerdead Man. We've both never seen this.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Just tell me when you want me to press play.
Welcome to the second feature, and we have Anton with us for this one.
What's happening, people? It ain't a party without Anton. And speaking of,
I have a Space Invader beer. Space Invader. You like it, you CC?
I'm always so boring.
No.
I'm just drinking Heineken.
You love Heineken, man. You love the Heineken.
have you fellas seen that guy online, Cut the Activist?
No.
He does all those "Don't tell me you can't get drunk today" videos.
Nope.
I got his brand of Happy Dad seltzers, and they're actually not bad. They got
That's fun.
electrolytes in them, yo.
Yeah, that actually sounds good. I try to drink stuff that's not really bad for me, but alcohol is just a poison, so it's nice. I am microdosed up. I have a weed pen. I'm ready to go because I've never seen this, and this is the second feature, and I'm fairly excited, and I hope everyone is too. And you can get this movie, as we said in the intro of the double feature, is that these movies are readily available, very easy to find. I think all three of us are currently using a site called Watch Series Stream, which you can
I'm using
pull that
Full Moon Features.
Yeah, he's using Full Moon Features. WatchSeriesStream.com is the site we can get tons of movies and stuff like that. It's a lot of ads that pop up when you first get it started. But also it is free on YouTube. As we said, if you look up Ginger Dead Man on YouTube, it is 100% free from YouTube. So get it all queued up, get it ready, get your popcorn, get your beer.
Get your fucking bong. As a matter of fact, I know that I took a hit already, but this film requires 2 to start.
I got a nice peach pen. It's a nice peach one, but it's light because I got to be careful how I'm smoking on the show. Because sometimes when I hit the bong, I become retarded. So it happens. It does happen a lot.
That's a symptom.
Speaking of,
it's a side effect.
Speaking of brain damage, the star, the title, the top billed person in this film is the one and only, sometimes problematic but always entertaining, Gary fucking Busey.
Does Gary Busey smoke crack?
Gary
is-
Busey had a very bad cocaine problem, and Gary
Yeah,
Busey
that would
was
make
also involved
sense.
in a motorcycle accident that caused irreversible brain damage.
He's a fucking scary dude.
That is
Yeah,
I would
one of the
never want to
reasons.
run into him in the middle of like in an alleyway drunk or something. You'd be like, and he starts smiling at you like he's in Black Sheep.
We have a story for that probably at the end. I'll get into the Charles Band Gary Busey story. But there's a lot of people that have said a lot of things about working with Gary Busey. So
I'm excited. I've never seen this, so you're in. Even people are there randomly or maybe just listening to this, without watching it. You'll see my. I'll have my first reactions on both of these features. So yeah, you queue it up, get it all ready, and when you start it, it should be on the what is that?
0.0 mark. Everybody's cut should be a roughly an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, it should say Cadillac Jack as soon as you press play. Say you have like this some sort of the feature intro, which I think YouTube did. Just get it to that first like opening scene where it has the Cadillac Jack building, which sounds fun. I love my Cadillac. It's sad that it's gone. Let's get it started. So when I say we'll go 1, 2, 3, Gary Busey, you're gonna press play. Especially when I say Busey, the word Busey. That's when we're gonna press play. You got it?
I like it.
On
It's gonna be 1,
Busey,
2,
right?
3.
Busey.
Gary Busey. On the Busey, okay? On the Busey. That should be able hashtag on the Busey. That'll be a new thing. we'll
Hashtag
start.
on the Busey.
We never got hashtag Dom or Dick started, and I wish that actually caught on.
Somehow I'm
All right,
not surprised.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Gary Busey. All right, everyone is playing. Cadillac Jax is pulling
All
up.
right, now shut up.
Pink Motel.
It's a diner.
All right. It's like no credit scene or anything, just fucking him. That guy looks familiar. That kid is definitely off something else I've seen. Why is his one eye always smaller than the other?
Do you ever notice how I think he's trying to play it maniacal, but he looks confused.
He does look confused.
Right, shh. I'm talking.
Shut up. You sound like a sissy boy. He's trying to like taunt him. Take the gun, sir. He looks like he escaped from a fucking mental institution.
Yeah, he does.
That's Gary Busey.
Like he stole like the important doctor. Who was the guy that
Dude,
the administrator?
we get 3 minutes of Gary Busey in this movie, so just enjoy it while you can.
But then he does the voice though. That's him.
Yeah, but there's 3 minutes of actual on-screen time.
I'm getting like Charles Lee Ray vibes.
Yeah.
100%.
Aaron, do you want to do that episode with us?
Is this a
Oh, I
get
get
your
what you're
tits out
saying.
moment?
Oh, it's gonna be boobies? Come on,
No.
titties.
No, I don't believe this is a titty moment.
Damn it. I have my hand on my penis as we speak.
Of course you do.
If you go to Patreon, you can see it.
He's been furiously masturbating to Gary Busey this whole time.
Something about the eyes, man, makes me want to come all over them.
It's the teeth for me.
Oh yeah, smile.
Doing great, Gary Busey.
Every so often, though, he's able to like correct his face.
Yeah,
I know.
I feel like that's the brain damage.
I feel like it's like he always looks like he's about to have a stroke.
Gary Busey's like, I can't kill you because you gave me a boner, but I came, so now I shot you.
His just like mouth and jaw and teeth are like so big.
Motorcycle accident, dude. He got most of his teeth knocked out.
And
I mean,
that
he always
weird,
had
like-
big teeth, but
He has that weird, like, fucking Gordon Ramsay kind of haircut.
yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Also, that's all of the Gary Busey in person we get for the rest of this movie.
Yeah, because do we see when he turns into the Gingerdead man?
Yes.
Okay. I love that about Jack Frost, though, considering this is the double feature, but how it's just like, well, he's a serial killer that somehow crashed, and there's also chemicals. We don't really know how this happened.
That was, yeah, you're right. That's the most illogical part of that whole movie.
It's so, yeah. Yeah.
That.
I've
That part
revisited
alone
that
is
Shannon
the
Elizabeth
illogical
scene
part. The rest of it
numerous
is sound
times
as a
now.
pound.
Also,
But do you
on
see
a
what I
s-
mean when I...
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, do you see what I mean when I said Jack Frost has a higher production value than Gingerdead Man?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
will
you can
see.
it. You can really see it, though, even just from that scene.
It's just like, it's just funny that movies like this get made, that this even exists. Is the fact that they're like, yeah, let's just do it.
We're watching it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's true. James
It's doing its
Schneider?
job.
Is that Zack Schneider's brother? It would be
Snyder
way better
spelled with a Y,
production
right?
value. Yeah, was that not with a Y?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah, you fucker.
As Millard Findelmeyer. Gary Busey's name in this movie is fucking Millard Findelmeyer.
It's so random.
I'm gonna name my kid that.
You better. It's on record. You have to do it now.
The main girl from this movie, she was played by an actress called Robin Sidney, I think.
Okay.
Interesting side note that Charles Band and her ended up falling in love with each other, and they are together to this day, I think.
Oh, really?
Gary Busey watched them fuck.
15 something years later, I think, and she is considerably younger than him. I think at the time this was shot, he was like in his 50s and she was 20, nearly 30 years younger.
I was going to say, she
Yeah.
doesn't look like she's older than maybe 25.
Everyone in Hollywood is a pedophile.
That's not a pedophile. That is a consenting adult, no matter how much of an age gap it is.
I don't know. When
She is
if
25, Tom.
So if he was like 25 and she wasn't born yet, that's pedophilia.
No, it is not.
If you do the math.
What a hot take.
I get
I've talked
I
about
get your logic though, because the last my ex-girlfriend was
12?
like 6-year-old.
She was a 6-year-old.
6 years younger than me. So like
Yeah.
I think when I started dating her, she was like 18, 19, and I was like in my mid 20s, and everybody was like, dude, when you were her age, she was in like play school.
Yeah,
So
because that's
you're
where
a
it comes
fucking
up
creep.
in the
I'm not saying that that's
mentality
not
and
a
maturity.
substantial. I'm not saying that's not a substantial age difference. I'm just saying, by definition and by
I
law,
know,
it
I
is
know.
not what you are calling it.
And also, as a 50-something-year-old dude, like, I can't blame him for wanting to fuck a chick that's like...
And I
No.
can't blame the 25-year-old for wanting to bang a dude with money. If I was her in that position, I'd be doing the same fucking thing.
Like, a lot of people don't... I think you think, you know, a guy who makes movies like this is obviously some fucking idiot degenerate. Charles Band had a castle.
Oh, nice.
He owned a
Ooh,
fucking...
at one point.
Yeah, a giant mansion. Houdini's fucking mansion.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
The dude knows what he's doing, and I honestly feel like anybody that is actually that odd in real life is probably a decent person, because I feel like you don't hide in like Jimmy Savile is a fucking fluke on that shit, because he's one of the only ones that you can look at and be like, oh, 100%. Like Dennis Rader, you look at Dennis Rader and you would never be like, that dude's probably killed 120 people, or 20 people, whatever. But
What about Roman Polanski though?
no, I don't know. Woody Allen.
Yeah.
But the problem is that these are images that we have known for forever. So our brains associate it. So we're not really an impartial source to say one way or another.
Oh, she's looking at the newspaper
So,
now. Just
anyways,
quickly to add in, can
you
I
see
quickly
this?
add when he dies? Can we do a Famous Dead episode on him?
Oh,
Please?
absolutely.
Fuck that guy.
I'm upset that you've never watched Gary Busey Pet Judge, and I don't think you'll ever get a chance to now.
Oh, Gary Busey will be on the list for Famous Dead, but I was talking about that fucking creeper that married his Asian fucking child.
Woody Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about Woody Allen or the Michigan version of Woody Allen, Ted Nugent.
Oh man, so
did you see the newspaper clippings though? He's going to be getting the chair because of her testimony.
Oh, it's her testimony? Oh, because she's the last living.
Yeah,
what the fuck is that cult leader doing there? Cult leader walking across the fucking road? That's not fucking normal. I just see people in hoods all the time just walking fucking in some sort of alleyway.
Dime store Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charles Band, yeah, he had that castle. I think that's where Subspecies was filmed. What else did he film? He filmed like a fuckload of stuff there.
Why does every skinny fucking weird looking guy remind me of Billy? There's so many movies I watch. I'm like, I do miss him. There's if you watch Friday 13th Part 3, I think it is, Billy is in that movie. At the beginning, you'll see him. If people don't know for some reason, go listen to Strange Brew podcast and pick a fucking episode of Billy on it, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you got to get the Billy love.
People love that kid.
I couldn't be in that kitchen. There are jars of gummies on those shelves, and I'm gonna get stoned and just sit there eating handfuls of each.
That shit's dangerous, though.
Also,
gummies?
Has seasoning ever been stored in just a bare cardboard box ever? Like an industrial
not without
one
a bag, no.
What the fuck? Well, how did he cut himself?
With the box cutter open in his hand. Oh no! Some blood got into the weird gingerbread that was dropped off.
For sure. It does come in that. I was like, I used to be a chef, but I never baked at all. But I'm sure if you got to use it on a grand scale, then you need lots.
It comes in a box, in a bag, in a box.
Oh, it's a bag, yeah.
But it's not going to be loose floating in the box. I feel like that the cardboard could get wet and compromise it very easily.
How did this fucking idiot cut himself this bad?
Because he's a fucking idiot.
Or he was like, I'm secretly fucking emo. She didn't see it, but I tried to kill myself and it did not work.
I love the score for these movies because everyone you watch, it's nearly like the same score.
Mm-hmm.
It does sound very familiar.
I mean, Charlie Band is the master of fuck it, get it, shot, shoot it cheap.
Do you know another thing, right? And a lot of people give out about this, and I do agree to an extent, but I think it's like, it's kind of funny how he constantly does it, where he like re-releases and repackages all his movies like every 4 years, and somehow manages to, while everyone's giving him shit online, somehow they always sell out.
Like the Demonic Toys box set, and then when Demonic Toys fights Puppet Master. And then, of course, there's Gingerdead Man, there's Evil Bong, and there is Evil Bong versus Gingerdead Man. Yeah.
Which will eventually be coming. We are doing Evil Bong for 420, 1,000%.
Only if we can do Gingerdead Man and Evil Bong after that.
That's going to happen. Me and Aaron are already talking about, like, let's fucking do all these fun movies, especially ones that I have not seen, because I feel like I've seen Demonic Toys, but I think I was like fucking 10. Like, it's been a long time.
I can't remember the last time I watched Demonic Toys.
Same.
I've watched Head of the Family more recently than I watched Demonic Toys.
I only watched
that a few months ago. Is that about headless fucking family, or are they
That's
inbred,
fucking... I don't even know how to explain it. It's freaky.
Right? It's got a really cool creature effect in it.
So they're just mixing in blood to this batter, but it doesn't explain why Gary Busey would possess the batter.
Remember how you said there was a weird cult leader that dropped off the
Uh,
box? I'm not spoiling anything because we talked over the part. That's Gary
yeah.
Busey's mother. It's never really explained. You're just supposed to understand this because in the beginning in the diner scene, he was like, "Oh, mama, oh my mama," and his mom, as Charles Band would describe her, is a witchy chick, and she basically did some voodoo. And it is very Charles Lee Ray. Like this whole
It's
thing
his
is very Chucky.
ashes.
His ashes got mixed in with the gingerbread seasoning, so
Is that her
then
mom?
the blood got in the
His mom?
gingerbread seasoning. It activated the magic, and
Why is this
bing, bang,
old
boom,
bitch
we're
got a
get,
shotgun standing outside shooting at fucking this building?
I
Granny, get back inside. Get back inside, Granny. Gotta take your medication.
Oh, because it's a bakery that opened up across the street,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
she's
love
mad at
that.
them. You looking to get fired, girl? Aaron, do you have a favorite full moon movie
Ooh.
outside of the Puppet Master series?
Trying to think.
What's that
now.
vampire one with all the titties?
Subspecies, I think.
No, I gotta
That's
look it
the
up.
only full moon vampire one that I know off the top of my head, and I think that's the one that he got Klaus Kinski for.
Was the full
I do
moon
like
feature
that.
was? All right, I'm gonna fucking look
I do
this
like
up 'cause I have a
subspecies. I interviewed I had him on the show a while back, Ted Nicolau, who done that.
Oh, cool.
And
Hell
he
yeah.
actually sent me a really cool like a diary he kept over the course of making those movies. I must actually send it to you guys. He told me like I can spread it around to whoever.
that'd be dope.
Really interesting. It's like all his notes while he was filming and like a lot of the crazy shit that went on.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
How's Doll Man? That sounds fucked.
Watch it.
Isn't
fun.
Isn't there a Dollman versus Demonic Toys?
Yeah, there is. There sure is.
Oh, we have to watch Evil Bong 666, Evil Bong Hi-Fi. Man, wow.
Castle Freak. That's probably my favorite.
Castle Freak, yes. That's a Stuart Gordon too, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castle
Barbie
Freak.
and Kendall save the Tiger King.
Castle
What the
Freak based
fuck?
on The Outsider by H.P. Lovecraft, I do believe.
What would you
These-
say yours is?
Ouija's. Man, there's so many of these. Oh, I've seen Witch House. I've definitely seen that.
Of the lower end, I would say
He
Evil
did Dragon
Bong,
World? Wow,
probably.
that's fucking crazy.
If we're talking strictly Full Moon Productions, Full Moon didn't release Reanimator, right?
It's not on the list that I just looked
Yeah,
at.
no, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
He just acquired it through.
They have a lot of fun movies. Like, I would love to. I've never seen half of these. So if you guys want to pick one out, and
Dolls,
discuss
maybe?
it. Shrunken
that's a good one.
Heads, Killjoy, Psychopath.
Oh, I
Psycho
forgot
Circus.
about Killjoy.
You'd like Killjoy, Tom.
Oh, Tom, you'd fucking love
should watch-
Killjoy.
Yeah.
We should watch Killjoy next. Fuck, man.
Aren't there like 8 of those?
Yep.
Killjoy goes to hell. Head of the Family looks fucked, man. What the fuck is that guy?
Hell of the Family gives me Nothing But Trouble vibes.
We should definitely do like demonic toys. Let's like this leaves the door open. Obviously, like me and Aaron have said this before. When we do commentaries, it's gonna open the door for other things and thoughts and ideas. Because that sounds like there's so many weird ones.
I do like that he has created, like, I suppose, a world where you don't really need a story.
Anything is possible.
Dialogue doesn't really need to. Nobody cares, and you can just come up with whatever and go, yeah, I'm just gonna make that, whatever.
I like that idea. We could easily develop a movie like that if we had the money behind it. So maybe in like a couple years we'll start GoFundMe.
You should, Tom, you should do a little bit of research because I know I think it was mainly during the 90s. There was a huge boom in films that were made in Canada because you got crazy tax breaks for making films in Canada, and you got government funding as long as you use Canadian actors. So it's entirely possible that might still be going on.
I doubt it. With Trudeau, he'll be like, "You have to put me as the
Trudeau
executive
doesn't run the
producer."
entire government. I'm sure, much like the president in the U.S., he's a fucking figurehead.
Well,
So-
here's an example. Actually, there's a show, and I ended up talking to the two guys that wrote the whole series. It's called Creeped Out. I think it's on Netflix worldwide,
Creeped out.
Okay.
and it will give you kind of like goosebumps / like
that.
Are You Afraid of the Dark vibes.
Hell yeah.
And they were doing it through the UK, and they actually ended up going to Canada to shoot it because of all the grants and the tax breaks and shit. And like the guys were
should
saying that they
eventually-
shot it for like less than half the budget that they originally
Yeah,
thought.
no, that's what they did even for like shooting Batman scenes and shit like that, right? Because it's cheaper to do it in Toronto. And like Handmaid's Tale or whatever, that show, it's actually fairly good. I've watched all of it. But that was filmed in the city I used to live in. Like it's literally like a 10-minute drive. Like they filmed so much shit from around where I am, places I grew up in. It was because it's so cheap. It's just like so they're just crying about bullshit. I do want to do like Anton, that's a good idea. Is doing some sort of Canadian horror movie because I don't really know what is Canadian and what's not. Kind of, you know what I mean? So I like that idea. That's an interesting.
See,
thing
I'm
dive
the
into.
fucking weirdo that as a kid would sit there and watch through the credits. And
Mhm.
so I'd get like all the like you see like the little like Canada and like the maple leaf on the bottom, and then my brain would be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I would have to go find
yeah.
out, and then I would find out.
I'm sure there's
Um,
tons of Canadian we should look up Canadian horror movies, watch a bunch together, and then discuss like as a whole because that sounds pretty fun. I don't know.
Are
That
you-
sounds like something
So
that'd be fun.
you want horror movies that take place in Canada?
That too, yeah. Like overall, yeah. I think that sounds more fun.
Decoys. add to the list. Add decoys to the list because
Yeah,
that
I
movie,
do wanna watch.
the first, if like literally like my letterbox review for that film is, if you make it through the first 30 minutes, you're good. Because it just starts to get weird after it hits a certain point. But the whole lead up to it is like, this is stupid. Nothing is happening. This is stupid. Nothing is happening. And then when you just hit that crest and you're like, wow, my patience was rewarded.
So we'll give some facts as we go through this, as they're just talking about how much they want to fuck each other. Ginger Snaps is Canadian. Video Drone Drone is Canadian.
Most of Cronenberg's stuff is Canadian.
The Fly is Canadian. My Bloody Valentine is Canadian. Halloween? How is Halloween Canadian?
It was probably
was
filmed in
filmed
Vancouver.
here? Scanners. Dead Zone.
Again,
Urban
you've
Legend,
listed, like,
Aaron. Urban
You've
Legend.
listed like 5 David Cronenberg films already.
Urban Legend was filmed in Canada. Black Christmas. That's fucking crazy because
Yep.
we'll be discussing that fucking movie. The Changeling, which I would love to discuss eventually because that movie frightened me as a kid. Prom Night. Wow. Terror Trail. There's a lot. I'm surprised actually. So many. But I guess this is what's filmed in Canada.
And dude, how many of those are like the definition of B-movie slashers? Of course they're filmed there
That's
because it's
crazy.
cheaper to do, and
Ginger
you
Snaps.
have a really
that
good
movie's also
acting talent
fucking-
pool.
You guys seen Shivers? I've never seen that. Horror sci-fi. Oh, she's gonna make the Gingerbread Man now.
That is the biggest
Sorry.
gingerbread man that I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
that's huge. So I've never even thought about horror movies that were Canadian. So I just wanted to fucking put that out there.
Here's
Interesting.
one that you'll love, Tom. And it kind of encapsulates all this together. I'm assuming you've heard of the Ginger Weed Man, right?
I feel like I have heard of it because I knew about this movie. Like I know about some of these fucking weird, strange ones. Ginger Weed Man.
Mm-hmm. So
Just see the cover.
just to give you
What the fuck?
just to give you a synopsis of what that is.
This looks fun as fuck. Man.
He runs a successful dispensary delivery service catering to a wide array of wacky clientele. But when he gets
Can you bring up
charged
the images, please?
with protecting little baby Buddy, a mysterious super strain weed dude that is wanted by every bad vibe in the city, mad misadventures follow. It's an
Okay,
offshoot
we're
from
doing a
the-
double feature, and we are doing Evil Bong and that movie for fucking 420. Can you just please, while you have time?
Yeah.
Again,
There he is.
Looking. It is so shitty looking. but yet creepy. And I remember hearing about this movie like as a kid, right? And just never chose. I was like, it is too low budget for me. But as me and Aaron start to do this and we're doing this all more together and stuff like that, this stuff excites me sometimes more. Isn't that like fuck? Show an actual image of this ginger weed man. And I don't why they call him Ginger Weed Man. It's just because they've already done Gingerbread Man. Is that why? Or is it because
so.
he's a fucking redhead that has no soul and also smokes weed?
That dude did not look like a redhead. That looked like it was someone that was all green.
No, yeah, show him like there's like one image, it's just like him like standing there of like what the Ginger Weed Man looks like. It's fucking funny.
It's a hat.
I love it.
But
If
that's
you guys
hilarious.
don't, if you guys have no idea about this or have never seen it, just go look up and Google the images. It's great, and you can fucking definitely be ready for that on 420.
Is that a full moon?
Yeah.
I might watch that
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
It's
No. You have to save it. We're gonna fucking.
It's an
Oh
offshoot
no, I'm watching it first so I can get
of
I can
Evil
get it.
Bong.
Is it like? Does it come after Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong? Do they fuck? Because she's a female Bong.
It
yeah.
it only came out in 2021.
Tell me that's their
We're
fucking
definitely doing that.
And the
This is so
tagline
fun.
is "The Weed Man Cometh."
kid.
It's 49
Okay,
minutes
so
long,
that's
which is
Oh,
weird.
Yo,
Well, no,
we're- that's
that
an
means that
easy
we
double
need to
feature.
watch. We need to watch Evil Bong, and then we need to watch Gingerdead Man and Evil Bong, and then that one will be after that.
You think so?
Well, that seems to be the order. Yeah. What if we miss a crucial plot point?
Yeah, I know.
If you're only
It-
listening to this, you
yeah.
cannot see my face right now.
And if you're listening to this, what just happened is they created the Ginger Dead Man was created, and it looked retarded. It was just a bunch of lightning and sparks, and there he is in the window.
Tom, you keep saying retarded, and I think the word you're searching for is fucking awesome.
Don't open it. Oh.
You must have been using too much bleach in your hair.
Why does this kid look like he fucking wears a swastika armband in the fucking 80s and like the Sex Pistols? Nice.
Well, that sure ain't the Pillsbury fucking Doughboy.
I know that voice.
That thing's voice.
It's
it makes me
famous
think of
actor
Predator
Gary
2.
Busey.
It's famed nutjob Gary Busey.
Fucking, is it a hot take that I don't really like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Is that a hot like I don't really like that fuck at all, and I don't really like many.
You don't
movies
like
he's in.
Schwarzenegger
I like The
movies,
Sixth Day.
or you don't like Schwarzenegger?
A little bit of both, but I like Sixth Day. That movie's fucked.
That's your favorite Schwarzenegger film?
What about Jingle All the
That
Way?
and Jingle All the Way. That's what I was gonna say. I was
That's
like,
a
that, Jingle
fucking
All the Way.
hot take. I respect.
I actually
your
like Jingle All the Way.
individuality and your opinion. Good job.
Maybe it's just me because I just don't like that he's a literal Nazi. I don't know, maybe that's it, and that he's told everyone that they should just go die and shit.
Anyways, so Dime Store Matthew Lillard here.
Yeah.
Remember when eyebrow rings
Oh,
were
I
all
love
the
Matthew.
rage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking
I
at
had
that. I
a-
was like, that's weird.
Yeah. I had an eyebrow ring for 2 days, and my eyebrow rejected it. I woke up and it was a pillow, and there was just a missing part of my eyebrow. I tried it. I wanted it. I also wanted snake bites, and I had braces, so I couldn't get them. So I got them, and this is when I was super emo. I've said this to Anton. I got them in Monroe. And I was known that has got a Monroe, and I still have the scar from it.
So
I was
I
super
actually
emo,
would
so
have
everyone
loved to have gotten a
understands.
Monroe. I got snake bites. I was never brave enough to get a Monroe, but that's actually what I wanted.
That's so funny. I was like, I don't give a fucking shit. I can't get the bottom pierced. I'll get the top pierced because I didn't want to rub it on my braces and shit.
When I had snake bites, I probably told this story before. I was working at GameStop at the time, and somebody threw me something while I was at the register, and it
GameStop
hit me in
alumni.
one of them as they were
Aaron
healing
still
up.
works there.
No, I
And,
gave them a decade of my life. Thank you.
Oh, goddamn, really?
I was a store manager with GameStop.
No
so,
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that place.
I know, right?
Dude.
So timely.
Yeah, that place is ass. The upside was that it was like, you know, they let you play whatever the fuck you want. And I worked there when the Wii came out, and we got first crack at all the used ones. And man, let me tell you, it was very easy to buy one and flip it on eBay.
I've always wanted to be Randy in Scream. I've loved to worked in the 90s in a horror movie fucking thing and scream about people how much I love aliens.
So
You didn't do that, but
Randy,
that's what I would do.
Randy and Randall from Clerks are two of the reasons why I worked in porn stores, because it was the closest thing to a video store that I could get a job in.
Can we do a whole
I'm not-
episode about that?
I literally got paid to sit on my ass, smoke weed, and watch movies. I was like, this is perfect. I don't care that I'm in a fucking
How
porn
long
shop.
did you
It was
work at
hilarious.
the porn shop for?
Huh?
How long did you work at the porn shop for?
I think I've worked in 4 different shops for a total of 4 years, I want to say, in between
Can
all
we
of
do
them.
a Patreon episode about that? Can we do that? I want to
No.
hear your stories.
I'll just tell you
Why?
my stories sometimes.
I'm
Confessions
gonna
of
go
a
work
porn
at a
store
porn shop for a
attendant.
day, and then
Dude,
we'll do an episode.
It's an easy gig, but I'll tell you, man, it gets boring as fuck after a while.
I'm
It's
sure it does.
Real boring.
I would be judging everybody.
Oh yeah, that's half the fun.
Why is he? So he's just like, why is he eating shit in the fucking freezer? Is that what he's doing? The gingerbread dead man is just eating. What is
The
he eating?
Gingerdead man is just doing what he's doing. Ain't no rhyme or reason. He just wants to kill, baby.
And this all exists in the bakery the whole time, I'm guessing. Man, I would love to work at a fucking porn shop for a week. That got my head down to fucking like, you know how many things you'd see? Big fat guy fucking, renting a dildo. You can't rent dildos. No fucking funny that'd be.
Jesus Christ.
Just fucking gotta give it back, and it's so fucking cut up like a fucking sex doll from fucking Japan.
I had a woman try and return a vibrator when I worked at Spencer's.
This doesn't work.
For what reason?
She just brought it back, and yeah, she's like, it doesn't work, and put it on the counter, open.
How big was it?
It was like a rabbit, so it was,
Okay.
yay with the beads and the.
I know, like
rabbit on the end.
I've got a rabbit in my butt as we speak right now, so it's fine.
Nice. What
Is
you
it-
should
is it
do is you
tickling
should
your
ship
clit
us the
for ya?
remote.
What?
You should ship us the remote.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That'd be some good content. We buy Tom one of those fucking the internal, the eggs that can be controlled anywhere in the world. Do you think Chelsea would object?
Oh, she's gonna get murdered first. I'm not doing it, but before we get to this shit, like, how Anton, you were talking about how you wouldn't look up some of the disgusting shit that I want to do for the Patreon episode, like some of like the dead body shit and stuff I want to get into.
I don't have any fucking desire to see people
I never
die,
want to wish
man.
that on
I've
anyone.
seen it
I
enough.
still like what, and I'll say this: what took Tom Segura played on his fucking Christmas live scarred me. Did I tell you about the pine needles, fucking Aaron? This is on a fucking live special, and they were showing videos of this chick opening up her vagina with all those like clamp things that you like stick in the vagina so you can kind of see into it for some fucking reason. And they poured fucking pine needles from it, like they shoved pine trees shit into her. They showed some of the most horrific shit I've ever seen in my life, and I was closing my eyes half the time, but every so often, Chelsea's like, "Don't look," and then I'd peer open it, and I'm mortified.
You should probably throw content warnings in the top of this. For some of the shit we're talking about. Honestly, apparently it helps you, like, because people will be like, you don't want somebody to fucking not know about it and then get taken completely off guard and then just shut down. Because in the wrong sense, that can ruin someone's fucking day. I get it. I totally get it.
They were just
Somebody
like, "Oh
showed me-
yeah,
I-
we're
when
just."
Dude,
Oh,
I
man.
literally, I haven't watched live gore shit since I was a teenager, and everybody was sitting around me like, let's look at that. And then somebody at work about a year ago showed me a video of this dude putting a shotgun in his mouth, and it fucked up my entire week. Like
You
it
came,
just,
right? You came as soon as the fucking shotgun blew off.
Yes. Yes, I blew off when the shotgun blew off.
She's like, my creation. My Gingerdead man. She like loves it. She's like, can I fuck this gingerbread man? The face, it is so cheaply done that I could make it with like, I don't know, give me like $50 and I'll make the Gingerdead man. What did he just cut off? Oh, her finger. Look like a dick flying through the air.
That actually brings me to something that I was going to ask a few minutes ago when you said about like for $50 you could make the Gingerdead man.
Yeah.
Obviously not to take anything away from what Charles Band and Full Moon do, but obviously
I think this is fun stuff.
they know what like low, they shoot for that kind of low budget thing.
They could have done better.
How close do you think that you could get? So let's say someone gave you like $5,000, $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
How close do you think you could get to pulling off a 50-minute movie like this with some ridiculous like artwork and character?
I think I could do it pretty easily. I fucking swear to God that if like, because I'm just gonna shoot it the way I think I would like to see it as a horror fan, and I think I could do it. And I could create a fucking character too. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it right, but we're gonna put Billy back in the clown makeup, and we're gonna, as the streaks are down his face in the suit, and that will be the fucking murderer.
Light him in the right way. Yeah,
Come
absolutely.
on, it was scary as fuck. He kept like, because I was like, obviously, I was almost in a grand.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
And
That
I
could
couldn't like
absolutely
look at
work.
him. I was like, you look fucking frightening. For anyone that doesn't know,
He's
it's the
tall enough to
Halloween
be
special.
menacing.
It's so funny.
I feel like no matter what you do, though, Art the Clown is the reigning clown of blood right now.
Mm.
I haven't seen it yet. Is Terrifier 2 worth it?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's okay. Like I didn't.
It's gore porn, right?
Yeah,
Like
but
the first one?
but again, like at the same time, I feel like if you've ever seen anything like that, it's just the same kind of shit.
I don't give a shit. I'll do a commentary on it, and I'll tell you my fucking straight up thoughts while we watch it.
Hearing you talk about Tom Segura's thing now has made me, the last 2 days, I've pulled it up and been like, do I want to spend $10 on this? Or do I
And
not?
it's so fucked. It's crazy because like I never expect, even Chelsea didn't. And she was watching, and I was looking at her, and she was looking at it more than I was. And I was like, this is stuff that like fucks up your brain. Because even when I was like, I went like this and kind of like just looked over, and that's when I saw the knife. And Chelsea wasn't looking either, and we both kind of looked at the same time and saw the knife inside the vagina. And I was like, what the fuck? This is like shit Necro talks about. Like Necro has a fucking, Necro is a rapper. He's the most brutal rapper on earth. But he, one of the choruses, he did a song to a Wu-Tang beat, which one? There's a Method Man one. It's like, blood lubrication, make it easy sliding up. And he talks about like fucking using, it's fucking gross. But that's why, Aaron, I do think you would like Necro, because it is literally horror movies made into rap music.
That made it sound
It's
like
fucked.
you would think I'm into chicks stabbing their vaginas with knives.
Well, you watch it, and I know, I don't know where your hands are most times, but I got a good idea. It's fun. Honestly, I dare you to watch it. I literally do. I dare anyone to, and that has somehow a strong stomach. I dare you to watch it and do not cover your eyes the entire ending. Because Bobby Lee, they made him watch it, and Bobby Lee's like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't know what we had before, but we don't have it now. He's like, fuck you. I was like, that would be my reaction. Oh no. The delicious little man turned off the lights. I think I could beat the shit out of the Gingerdead man.
Can you eat him?
These fucking... Yeah, I know.
Remember,
Can you eat him? Would he beat the...
Yeah, I would assume you could eat him, but would that in turn give him possession over your body?
Oh, yeah, I know, because that could be true. That'd be a good take. And then all of a sudden, Gary Busey stuck inside Tomcat, and that'd be a whole ball of fun.
See, that's when you get into like some Old Testament shit where you just bring an animal in, make it eat the thing, and then just problem solved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I love the idea of diving in. I'm glad we did this double feature. I thought it was like a different idea. I don't think I've never seen or heard of a horror movie podcast doing like double features and really diving deep into some of these commentaries like we're starting to do. And to me, it's a lot of fun. And that's why I said the one guy likes it, cool. But this shit's fucking, especially if I've never seen it, and even if you guys have or whatever. I love going into something I've never seen and being like, I get so nervous looking at that gun.
When was this movie released? 2005, was it?
I want to say that sounds about right.
He does
Sitting
look
here,
like
I got like a bunch of tabs over here. I ain't even fucking pulled them up.
Do you know what's mad as well? Like how with Full Moon in general, because it's not just this movie, the amount of like, I suppose, iconic characters and things that he's made in the process within that like genre, that subgenre.
Yeah, for sure. Gingerdead, man. I heard about this and I never saw the movie.
Yeah, and like, you know, you have Puppet Master and all these different characters, and like the amount of effort he puts into, I guess, advertising, and then now like merch and different things like Action Lab Comics and Full Moon brought out a comic based on the films in 2015 or 16, I think.
It's
and
crazy. Everyone has a comic.
They had I think the first one was titled, I have it somewhere, it's called Baking Bad, I think.
That's fucking
was the first. Yeah, it was the first
awesome
issue. Yeah, I know, right?
Is there a Jesse Pinkman character that's like, Mr. White, science rules, bitch? Is there that guy?
Let me see,
oh my God.
is that right?
That's fucking awesome.
I mean, even Trick or Treat
It's
Studios
cool.
has done a Gingerdead Man mask.
I know I've seen that.
Yep.
We should get it. You should get it with all your fucking masks. If I had more room, I would have a thing like yours, but Chelsea's like, we cannot buy any more things. If you guys don't know around me, it's chock full.
Oh,
Everywhere's
man, I
chock
know
full.
the
I have a
struggle.
storage unit. I have a storage unit.
I don't
for
got a
my
storage unit, but
bongs
I
and
have
shit.
boxes upon boxes of shit that are not unboxed at all yet.
It's crazy.
All right.
Like I said, we need to buy a massive mansion altogether. And
By a Charles Band Castle.
Yep, that's it.
oh, that'd be
Here's
awesome. I
another
would
thing
love to live in a castle, man.
that you'd like, Tom, I think, because I feel like you'd appreciate a lot of this Full Moon stuff, but when they released Gingerdead Man and versus Evil Bong, they had this. I had one from Full Moon a couple of years back called Unlucky Charms, where they used to release these cereal boxes, and it was like years ago. You know, you used to get like the cool
Like
toy.
the Batman one with the hard
Yeah.
nipples.
So they had these cereal boxes, and they had the characters on the opposite side of the boxes, and depending on which version you got, you either got one of two cereal boxes. One was Nookie Crisp, and the other one was Wheaties.
Oh, I love that. Like weed ease.
Yeah.
It's so genius too and fun. And I would love to own that stuff. Like, you know, I want like, fuck yeah, you want the like, you know, new Michael Myers mask or whatever, right? Like maybe not.
I want a
Halloween
replica
ends,
of
'cause
the
that shit wasn't
bong from
trash.
Evil Bong.
That would be fucking sick. See, like I
Even
want
if
stuff
it's
like
not
that.
functional.
Like, cool.
Like I feel like if it's
Yeah, it
not
doesn't need to be
functional, it'd be better because then I'm
functional.
not going to dirty it up. But I do
Yeah,
want it
man.
functional.
I'd rather be more down for that shit. When Rick Moranis dies, I want his head.
I will walk off this show right now if you say another unkind word about the saint of all saints.
No, that's
Rick
what I'm saying. 'Cause I
Moranis-
love him.
Rick
'Cause I
Moranis
love
should
him.
be spoken of in the same hushed tones as Dolly Parton. Or sorry, rejoiced tones,
and
not
that's what I'm
hushed.
saying. You know, like those pharaohs where they keep their heads and shit like that, or whatever, or like those where the saints where they keep their bodies like a glass thing. I just want to have Rick Moranis in glass, dressed like dressed like one of the
I
Mackenzie
think
brothers.
Rick Moranis has every right in the world to have. I love that you have that tattoo to do whatever the fuck he wants with his body.
I know. It's just a fantasy I have.
I will say I would love to have any piece of Rick Moranis memorabilia. Like even one of the fucking Elsinore beers from the set of Strange Brew.
Yeah.
I wonder
That
how
would be
hard it would be
awesome.
to get your hands on one.
I know we go off on tangents, but this is what happens when you're chilling with your homies watching fucking movies. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about, okay? So it's all about.
For $210, Tom, you can own your own 1-to-1 scale replica of the Ginger Weed Man.
That is fucking sick. All right, next year, my birthday, you guys all pitch and fucking buy me that shit. I want
What
that.
would-
That is fucking so cool. I would put that up in my house, like in the corner of my room, and sleep with it. How big is he?
Let me find out.
Okay, I say one more thing about Rick Moranis. That scene where he gets raped by the demon in Ghostbusters is probably one of my favorite scenes in a movie I've ever seen. You know what I'm talking about? You know when he gets like fucking pressed against the window? Hey, calm down, pooch. Oh, fuck. Anton's like, that's stupid.
No, I love that scene, but your choice of words, I was like,
He got raped by the demon, man. That's exactly
I did not interpret the scene that way. I always assumed that he was attacked and then possessed.
That
That's
thing
where
is
my brain
sick.
went.
1-to-1 scale replica. I want that.
Oh, there's your boobs.
Like,
There's Tom. There you go. There's your
oh,
boobs.
fuck, I missed hits. Oh, that's like fucking. Do you actually get to see the full boobies? The boobies.
I don't know.
Aaron, Ghostbusters. Rick Moranis raped by that demon. Am I right?
I mean, yeah, sure.
He chased by it, and then he's like plastered against the fucking window. Do you not see what I'm saying? I don't know how you guys didn't take it as
He's
rape.
not plastered against the window. He's banging on the window, and then he turns around and he slinks down and goes, ah, and then screams.
Yeah, what do you think is happening?
Nice pooch.
You ever been
Good
raped,
pooch.
man?
Maybe I
Because
got a
have.
milk bone.
Santa Claus raped me when I was 8 years old.
Oh my fucking God.
You told me. I can't say
Interesting.
that. Never mind. See, you know, I can make up stories, so I can make up a horror movie. Do you know what you think so?
Yes, totally. Absolutely. I agree with you. Everything this guy is wearing is so fucking 2005. It's not even funny.
I know. When you were making the Matthew Lillard joke earlier, man, I fucking one of my favorite movies is SLC Punk.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about Matthew Lillard right now? Excuse me.
Why, do you not like him? Is he racist or something, or
No, he's
antiphobic?
fucking Matthew Lillard. No, Matthew Lillard.
What,
is
you
a
would
smoke
fuck
show.
him?
Oh, I would suck his dick like I was mad at it.
Huh.
In some things. In other things, he's very creepy.
You want to fuck him in 13 Ghosts when he's got those crazy fucking flashlight glasses on,
Oh,
right?
God, yeah. He's a
Sweating
fucking
and
green in
spitting all
13
over
Ghosts.
himself.
At
That
least
is,
he
yeah,
can
that's
lube
the
up
one
the
thing
dick,
that I'm
though.
like, dude. That's why I like Serial Mom, because he doesn't do the fucking spit, man.
That's my favorite part.
I
You ever seen
want to
me
be
and
in the middle
Billy's
of a
take on
billy and
that?
stew sandwich. I'm sorry, but I will, like a circus seal, baby.
Have you had him on the show, Aaron?
No.
He's pretty easy to be.
Yeah, at one point I was
heard.
supposed to, and then he put me onto his agent or whoever. It's like
I'm talking about Billy Loomis. What's his name? I know his name.
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet.
both
Skeet,
him
Skeet, Skeet.
and Matthew Lillard, I think they're represented by
That
the
would've been
same
sick.
person that does all their conventions, and they put me through to the guy, and he was like super chill at first, and then the whole thing just like disappeared. I was like, cool, thank you.
Hit me and be like, I didn't tell you guys this, but my friend Tom is coming on this. And I'm like, Matthew Lillard! I just started screaming at him and shit.
You're gonna become the Chris Farley sketch. You remember in SLC Punk when you said only posers die?
Yeah, I know. It's literally.
That was awesome.
Can we get
That's
I
10
want
inches
that.
tall.
How
Is it
much
functioning?
that?
It's a resin
We're looking
statue, so it's not
at the bong
functioning.
statue. I still want it. I don't give a shit if it's functional.
Oh, I would totally. How much was it?
Didn't
39.
say.
That's only
it?
$40.
Yep, all of his resin
I want
statues
that.
are only that price. Because he
I
has
want that.
Ginger Weed Man as well. He has Gingerdead Man. He has all the Puppet Master
Hey,
characters.
how much does it cost to send somebody money? Holy fuck. Across the world. Everything is so cheap in this shit. The knife cuts, the whatever half kill. I need that thing. Man. Why is the bong upside down?
Yeah, that is a good question. Why is the bong upside down?
Oh yeah, weird. Is that like an accessory? Or is that attached to?
Yeah, it must be an accessory. I want that thing. We have to watch that movie now. I don't know where to start though, because do we do like a triple feature and just do like Evil Bong 666? Like this is like that one looks fun.
You'd Evil Bong 1, you'd Evil Bong 2.
Oh, that's fucking. Ooh, I love the Nookie Crisp. That's awesome.
With whole booby first ingredient.
Can you get these? I want them. Double-sided cereal box.
$20.
This is fucking stupid. But he's like, I'm gonna kick that little rat ass, and the Gingerdead man is arguing with the rat.
Uh-huh.
That's only $20.
Man, I want all of this shit. I can't even afford anything now because I live in fucking Canada, but I
need to not spend money on more collectible DVDs that I'm running out of shelf space for.
I want the bong, and I want the 1-to-1 scale of the fucking Weed Man.
Especially
if I like the film.
I scored a copy back in the day, like a Blu-ray box set for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that has patient cards. It has a deck of playing cards with patients on them, and it was like $5 at Walmart, or like $10.
I haven't seen
that
movie in a long time.
I'd be stupid not to get this. Baby Brad Dourif is in that. Baby Danny DeVito is in that.
Anton, how much money would it take to fuck Danny DeVito? Or would you do it for free?
As Oswald Cobblepot.
I would fuck Danny DeVito out of principle. I'm not going to be turned on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I will.
As he eats the fish and spits on.
Yeah. With all that black shit coming out of his mouth.
Oh, God. Look, Danny DeVito, from everything that I've heard, is a wonderful, beautiful human being, and I would happily, if he insisted, I would let him hit it.
Or Danny DeVito as the bad parent in Matilda.
Oh God, no. Okay, it's too believable. But do I know all of the information about him on the set of Matilda? How he paid for that girl's mom's cancer treatments and drove her to the fucking thing every goddamn time? Like, do I know that he is just a swell, wonderful human being? Maybe I can get past it.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia is my favorite.
He's also a great actor, so I don't know. I might get caught up in it.
This is fucking funny, and like I do hope people like the banter. You know, it's bros watching movies, but she was just like doing the scary movie, like, "What do you want from me? What are you waiting for?" Like that thing in the middle of the bakery.
Nev's name in or not Nev. Who was in fucking I know what you did last summer. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Her name was Julie James, right?
Yeah. Me and Aaron were talking about doing that because I haven't seen those movies in a long time. It's just so
That's
stupid.
the Julie James.
I see the shot of the puppet, just like it's somebody's 2 fingers. I would feel like that run the mouth.
Oh, I don't think it's that. I think there's a wire. They're pulling through the actual.
Yeah. No, his mouth. You could do it better with your hand because you can move.
Oh, actually, I think you're right because I thought I saw the back of somebody's fucking hand behind him.
Who's that? Who's that guy that fucking Kermit the Frog cried over?
Jim Henson.
Made that sad song. Yeah, Jim Henson. Get him to do fucking Gingerdead man because he is the fucking. Never mind. That's a rude joke. I actually like Jim Henson, other than some of his creepy work, but that's fun too.
I don't know if I've missed this part, but what's stopping them from just leaving?
I know. Or just kicking him in the fucking face. He's got a little knife.
He has supernatural powers. It's never explained, but it's implied.
That's why I can't leave.
Same principle
like
as Chucky.
I know Chucky's kind of brutal, but man, I would just hoof that motherfucker. I would if you knew he was coming, man, I would fucking beat the shit out of that fucking arrogant doll.
Chucky has the power of Damballa on his side, number 1. Number 2, punching and beating him does nothing to him. You have to actually inflict a wound, and only after he's already started becoming human.
I'll ask Elon for his fucking flamethrower.
If we're talking about current incarnation, Cult of Chucky, he can split his soul like he was fucking Voldemort. Actually, he's better at splitting his soul than Voldemort. Aaron, have you watched any of the series? The new one?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
So why did they drag?
So yeah, confused. I didn't know how to feel. I was like, but I actually enjoyed it.
I feel like
how
Tom
did he lure them into
responsible
the fucking...
for Chucky though? It's like Tom Holland was involved in the first one, and that's it. So it's. I think at this point, he is the one in charge, and I honestly love it. Like, his Bride of Chucky is still one of my all-time favorites.
Oh,
And then
I
all of the
love
Bride of
that
Chucky shit
movie.
they threw in the last 2 episodes were just like, I was like,
I
ah!
watched that movie at 8 years old with these 2 twin chicks down the street from my buddy. All 4 of us watched it in their bedroom on this tiny little TV, like the old school bubble TVs. Yeah, like kids have in their room. It was awesome. Nothing happened.
Bride of
though,
Chucky
but
was like
it
one of
I
the
was just gonna
first
say, did you just
slasher
have like a
films that I was
foursome?
ever in love with.
We did do stuff. Me and my buddy with these 2 twins. We were like 10. It's just like, do you want to show us your boob, and we'll show you our penis?
Oh,
Stuff like
God.
that. Just like when you're like, understand, what is that thing? Is it, what do I do with that? I just want to look at it. I can silence a room. It's so fun.
I went from that to looking back
superpower.
at the screen, and I was like, why is
I
she
know.
arching her back so much?
I was just thinking, I was like, man, the director was like, yep, arch her back a little more. Okay, good.
I was asking, how did he lure them in to the thing in the first place? Because they like dragged the. I just.
Random.
What the fuck? We should get that as a soundbite.
I also love how the prop for Gingerdead Man is so weird looking when he's talking, and there's times where
Yeah, I
they
know.
close his mouth and it looks like his whole face is about to suck back
He's
inside.
sucked in. It's a hand, man. It's definitely not a wire.
I think you're right. I think it is a hand. I
Can we
think they
get that
just
as a
tried to
puppet
make
for
it
the
look
show?
like it's doing Gary Busey face mannerisms.
Do
I'm
they have
That's
that
why it's
puppet,
like half
man?
sucked in half the time. Like, "Rrr."
Yeah, you're probably
Now
right.
he's got the gun and he. Oh my god.
Do you like the finger on the side squeezing the trigger?
This is so stupid. And then fucking Billy's lookalike comes down from the fucking ceiling. Fucking glasses on. Like, what are the glasses for? It's too hot in here, so these
was
glasses will make me
wrestling.
feel better.
No, he just said he was coming back from his wrestling practice.
Do they wear fucking weird sort of?
I was
bug-eyed
wondering about the
glasses?
goggles too. Yeah.
All the guys
Well,
at
there you go.
wrestling
See,
coming on his
there's
face.
the answer to your question, Tom.
What? What is he doing?
He's eating him.
Oh, he's eating him. This is fucked, man. This is fucked that the ending is
She was getting turned
Billy's
on by that.
lookalike
You see that
eating.
face? She's like, yeah.
the grandma was turned on by him in the beginning too. When she saw him with the knife, she was like, this is what I would
'Cause
love
I'm
to get
coming
down
back. Don't go wash your face before drinking the milk. No, why not?
with. This guy is a fucking psychopath. Why did he jump down from the ceiling and like, I know how to solve this. You guys obviously took forever trying to beat this little gingerbread man up, and there's 3 of you. I'm just gonna bite off his fucking head. Like, what? Wouldn't you think of that beforehand? I feel like they made this probably like 14 or 13 whatever. What was they never don't have that anymore. The 13 was it 13A? What was that called?
What?
Or is it PG-13? Oh, that's what it was called. Because this is not like I feel like this is definitely a 14A. If it's R, I don't know why it would be.
Oh, I keep forgetting your rating system. You don't have the MPAA. That's right.
We used to have like PG-13 doesn't exist anymore. It's like
PG-13 still exists
PG-14A.
here.
Right. That was
We
like,
have G,
okay.
PG,
was
PG-13,
targeted
R,
towards
and NC-17
preteens.
and X.
And then 14A was just like no titties and too much gore or whatever.
See?
Yeah.
There's the answer to your question.
He comes back and oh yeah. So you gotta kill Billy's lookalike. What did you call him? Crispin Glover?
Huh?
How'd that guy die? He came out the fucking roof?
Looks like he got hit by the car because Gingerdead Man was driving it with a.
What is that? Is it
That's the original design from
that would have
2001.
been way better, man.
You know they almost got sued by Pillsbury for that one because that looks like
Why?
a crazy doughboy.
Yeah, it does
How could
actually.
they say that? But how
Okay,
could
so
they-
I
don't
feel like
understand
you're
how
either
they
going to
could-
get sued by Pillsbury or you're going to get sued by Jonan Vasquez because that also looks like fucking Psycho Doughboy from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
What is that? That sounds fun.
You've never. Okay, all right. The guy that created Invader Zim is also a comic book artist. He was a comic book artist before that.
Oh, see, I read
go
fucking
read Johnny the
Marvel
Homicidal
comics,
Maniac.
and fucking I have a box full of like 60s comics from like Marvel and fucking DC and shit. I was a nerd.
It might not hit you as hard as if you read it when you're a fucking spooky teenager.
Look, it's the fucking toy from fucking. It looks like fucking goddamn Chucky and Tiffany's kid. What's his name? Retard or whatever. It looks like him as a human
Wow.
being. Was that his name? What's his name?
No.
His name was Glenn.
Glenn Glenda.
Yeah, Glenn.
It was Glenn Glenda.
Yeah, I remember that. For some reason.
Wow,
that
I'm
fucking
insulted.
stuff. Didn't they not call him retard at the beginning?
No, it calls him shitface.
Oh, shit face. Close enough.
Not even.
Shit face. Does he not look like the human version of Glenda?
No, because the human version is just look up who plays Glenn and Glenda.
I know, but you see what I'm saying. Am I fucking being dumb, or does that
The
not
human
kinda
version of
look
the doll. I would say he looks closer to a human version of Annabelle or a shitty Buffy reject. Like it looks
I
like
was gonna say
half
Buffy.
vampire
Buffy was
makeup
my
from
first
Buffy.
go-to.
That's what it is. He looks like something from Buffy.
But
yeah,
his face
yeah.
isn't scrunched up, so he doesn't have like the full like more like half like
Do you guys not?
Klingon face.
He has the blue shirt on. It looks like the same face as fucking Shitface. Or Shithead, whatever the fuck they call it.
I can see around the eyes, but I think that's just where you're getting it because Shitface had the really dark circles and the really pronounced cheekbones.
And the like gaunt face, and then the fucking
yes,
blue
very
shirt.
gaunt. Yes. Let me adjust my glasses.
Oh, they're gonna
Actually,
break my
Tom,
brain.
it's a purplish shirt, I believe. Actually, it might be blue. I don't remember. When you
I
say
have fun
blue, I
doing these
think
commentaries,
original
and I don't
Bart
give a
Simpson
fuck.
doll. Do you guys remember when Bart Simpson's shirt was blue?
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't him no more. So you just didn't burn your potential lover alive in the fire. It's not what the cops are going to think, at least.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that.
I'm sorry about that.
There's
Oh,
so
dude,
many
why did
movies I want to do
donuts
for
taste
commentary.
better?
So many.
Why do donuts taste better when they're in pink boxes?
I don't know. Is that supposed to be a joke?
Favorite type of donut?
I don't really know. I like so many.
Honey cruller.
We have donut shops that. Oh, Honey Cruller is a good one. Aaron?
I'm pretty basic, so you can just give me the generic pink icing with sprinkles.
Sprinkles. No, it's
Second
so
favorite
weird.
is the Homer Simpson. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many times where I feel like Aaron has said this once, where sometimes it feels like I'm looking in a mirror. I was gonna say sprinkle donut. I was like, and I don't even know why. I used to like the Boston cream when I was younger, but like that's the first my boss brought in donuts when he came back from like doing meetings and shit, and he lifted it up, and I grabbed the sprinkle. That's why I always go to it.
The classic ice with sprinkles. I can turn it down if it's a white frosting or a black frosting, but if it's a pink frosting, I'm eating it.
There's sometimes those double chocolate ones. We're gonna talk about donuts where I'm like stoned and I'm like that double chocolate Tim Hortons kind of donut. Like, But we also have like crazy donut shops now. Like we have so many.
I can't eat Hortons donuts anymore. They've gone so downhill.
Oh, they're not that great.
They're
not that great. We have like legit dope donut shops, and now they're like
Hortons Crullers
Tim
used
Hortons
to
is
be my
poison.
go-to for on the road.
I can't believe they're doing like this gay like back in the sorry Anton. This I don't know what else this because that's a sorry. It's me growing up with that word. I apologize.
Do better.
It's that thing. I know I do. When I say it, I realize now when I'm older, I'm like, it's making a negative.
It makes you sound less intelligent just throwing it out there. Like it makes you sound like you're trying to be an edgy teenager.
Oh no, that's all my character is. But like this strange, weird ending where they're like showing all the actors, even though nobody knows who the fuck these actors are. Like when they do at the end of some sort of comedy movie where I have tons of actors at the end, it's like Joni was played by Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's just like showing all the people that I have no idea who any of these people are.
all of these people worked very hard on this film. They deserve their name and credits, and they all got SAG cards, I'm sure. Unless
I got a question. Who is the one that coined that term gay for being like essentially stupid? Because that's essentially what it is. When we were kids, like, that's gay. It's dumb. Who coined that? And can we find them and cancel them?
I'm pretty sure it was a collective decision to just use it in a negative connotation because it was viewed as a negative thing.
Yeah, like that's
same thing with retarded. That's why it's like that one's also shitty to use because it's like,
yeah, for
it
sure.
was viewed as a negative connotation. It's like, and these are human beings, so like.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I've said numerous times, I don't use the word retard because I'm talking about people who are mentally handicapped. I'm talking about people that
we
are
all
beyond
know
stupid.
that. Like, I feel like everybody knows that. It's just a matter of like, I don't know, just being conscious about it when you can.
But most times, not even about a person. It's just like, this is the tard.
No, I get it. I get it.
It's so dumb. It's beyond dumb. It is. Aaron, say it for me now.
No, I won't partake in that kind of behavior, but I definitely, and especially, I used to think that was just like maybe an Irish thing, but
it was in movies all over the world.
Definitely growing up over here though, I definitely remember like all those terms being like used so freely as like a, and I don't think even at the time everybody like, oh, at least I don't remember anyway, anybody using like, you know, something like gay as in anything to do with what the term actually references. It was like thrown out there as like this kind of thing.
It's the same terminology as saying like when we were like, that's dope for something's cool. It is weird because I never took it as something that was like, oh yeah, that's if a gay guy walks by, he's not gonna like that. Like I never would have thought about that. It was just like, like you're watching a dumb movie and you're like, that movie was fucking gay. And it's just like, so many people still say it. I hear people say it today and I'm like,
See, and I personally have absolutely no fucking problem with you fucking saying it. Like I call shit gay all the time. All the time.
Yeah, but does it have makeup on and a dick?
It's not even. It's because I want to suck its dick. That's why I call it gay. My favorite thing, and something I've never something I've never gotten to do, but I've always wanted to. Like I've gotten to use the phrase "cierra mi timbres" in a real life sex situation, which is cool.
That's fun.
But I've always wanted to just
that was going.
be getting my dick sucked. And just look down and be like, dude, you didn't say no homo or nothing. You're so gay. It's like right in the middle. I've never done it. I've always wanted to, and it very well might happen.
If there's I don't know. There's, sometimes there's part of me that doesn't care. There's a rapper named R the Rugged Man, and he has a whole song about like shit you shouldn't say, but he does anyway. And he's like, I use the word retard, which is such a big thing, but the chorus of the song is something country country. And it's actually a really good song, but he openly just makes fun of everything on purpose.
I love the word cunt way more than any American should, but I feel like it's criminally underused and it works so well in so many situations.
It really gets the point
the
across.
word you couldn't say. Like
There's
I was
one
raised
line in
that
that
to be
song
the word you don't say, and I'm like, fuck
where he
that.
says,
I'm saying that shit all the time.
I'll leave you more confused than a half black member transgender that was beaten growing up with an antenna.
Interesting.
I will send you guys the song, and you guys can tell me. It's called Hate Speech.
Like that's
by
cashing in on
Man.
someone else's trauma, and that's kind of fucked up.
He also, his dad was a Green Beret in Vietnam, brought home Agent Orange, and all of his brothers and sisters were mentally handicapped and died by the age of 25. That's
not his dad's fault. That's the government's fault. My grandfather was exposed to Agent Orange, Agent Blue, Agent Pink. Like apparently there are multiple different chemicals.
And he talks about this of why he is the way he is, because to say this as a little weird hip hop tangent for a horror podcast, but yeah, he at the beginning of his career, he rapped like he was mentally handicapped because his brothers and sisters were like that. I still love his music was fucking awesome though. He almost did shit. He did shit with Biggie Smalls, and his career went on downfall when he started beating fans up with like the end of the mic stand and throwing poo poo in a recording.
He went a little too G.G. Allen for everybody.
No, he went fucking nuts, and he admits it too. He's like, yeah, it was crazy. He's like, Nardwuar was like, is it true that you once defecated in your hand and threw it around the studio? And he was like, probably. That was fucked up back then. Crazy story. Yeah. I would love for everyone to go look that up.
So what are our thoughts on Gingerdead Man?
Yeah, this. Jack
Oh,
Frost
there's
was
10
really
minutes
fun.
Aaron has to cut.
I know. If you want to keep it, you don't have to. I don't give a shit. But cut what you need be, or leave what you need be. But
Yeah,
I
Tom,
liked it.
knee-jerk
okay.
reaction.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It is extremely fucking cheap looking. It is so low budget that the only reason I'd watch this again if we were all together and I was on mushrooms for some reason, like I wouldn't revisit this unless literally like drunk as shit by myself and I'm like, you know what? I just want to put on a shitty movie in the background while I jerk off to some porn. That's my impression.
Can we do Meet the Feebles?
Oh,
Do you want to watch
wanted
Meet the
do that.
Feebles, Tom?
I've never seen it.
I
You said you
saw
want to
that
do that
movie
for
once.
fucking. Oh my god. Yeah.
I saw that movie once, without even realizing it, like way back in the day on cable at some point, and then I watched it for the second time, and I was on mushrooms the second time I watched it. I was on like an eighth of mushrooms, maybe 4 grams.
So when we do the commentary, I'm gonna also chew that.
No. This is the story. Heed my warning. So my friend and I were tripping fairly regularly at the time, and it was like, yo, let's go camping. I got these mushrooms. It'll be a good time. He's like, let's watch Meet the Feebles.
I've never seen it. I've seen pictures of it.
By the end of the movie, he just turns to me and he's got his hood scrunched up around his face like this. And he's just like, turns to me and goes, you were right. I'm sorry.
There's some movies that change everything on fucking.
It's
Pinocchio's about pedophilia. The Witch is extremely scary. What else movies did I watch on that changed my perspective? I was like, wow, this is different.
So the problem is that the movie itself, if you watch it while you're just a little high or drunk, it's fucking hilarious because it's a whole bunch of different shit. But there's also like a bunch of really heavy storylines in there as well. But it's made silly because there's puppets. But when you're on mushrooms, you're only paying attention to it as though they're real creatures, and you're like, oh my fucking god, this is tragic.
Yeah.
Do you think it's weird being sober-minded? I think
it's Peter Jackson's second film or third.
Yeah, put it this way: it's that out there that it was like a big thing in Ireland for a long time because Meet the Feebles is banned in the Republic of Ireland.
Why?
It was a video nasty as well because it's fucked up.
Did they fuck a potato and they're like, no, that's our
dog? There's a musical number that goes sodomy. Yes, you must think it very odd of me.
You talk about doing this for House of Trash, and you're like, just get drunk watching it. I was like, well,
yeah, no, it's not a mushrooms movie. And to any listeners out there that can take mushrooms and watch Meet the Feebles, I applaud you. But for me, it was a bad time.
There's some
real bad time.
Well, fuck with you. Like, so fucking The Village. But anyways, what's all you guys take? I thought it's a fun movie to watch with you guys and banter about, but it is so cheap. I think I will enjoy it. I don't know. I think I'll enjoy Evil Bong a little more because it's about smoking weed. But
Evil Bong is a little sillier. Fuck it. Let's watch it right now. What do you guys do?
Yeah, fuck that. What I'll say how do you want my rating?
Out of 5. Yeah, out of 5. What's your letterbox?
I need 10.
10 out of 5.
A 2.5 is a 5.5.
3.5.
You're giving it 3.5?
Out of 10. I'll give it a 3.
Oh, out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 out of 10. Okay.
Like that, like, you know, if you're with your homies and you just want to watch some stupid ass movies, you put this on the list. Aaron, what are you giving this? Like fucking 10 out of 10? Just because you love Gary Busey?
Yeah, I would probably have to go something similar. Like if it's out of 10, 3, 4 maybe. I mean, you have to know what you're getting into as well with Full Moon, and like every movie that they make is going to look like that. So I think once you know that, that probably helps. And the only thing I feel anyway personally that carries any of their movies is always the villain. I don't really give a shit about anybody else in the movie. It's just if it's not as ridiculous as that, then I don't care.
Terrible.
I like the Final Girls and the Final Boys and all that shit in the Final Days. It's great. I love that storyline. But I think at the end of the day, if you don't have a good killer, you don't have a good antagonist,
Yeah.
you ain't got shit for me more often than not. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I would agree with you on that. For me, I'm a sucker for full moon shit. If I'm entertained, I'll give it a little higher. I'm going 5.5 out of this one out of 10.
Because wow, that's a lot for this.
It's my
Because
third
Anton's
time
like,
watching
I'll
it.
get
I knew what
fucking
Aaron, you're
really
absolutely
high.
right. I knew what I was getting. I watched this and I'm just like, yeah.
Okay, and
Scratch that itch.
I don't remember what did I give Jack Frost? I feel like I gave that like a 6.
Yeah,
out
I
of
think
10?
you
I
rated
can see
that
that.
pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, so because I actually did think it was fucked and I enjoyed it, and hey, you get to see Shannon Elizabeth naked, so that's fine. But this one is kind of like just set. It's so much more cheaply done, and like I feel like they could have done better on the puppet. It is very funny that I'm looking at the poster now, and it's Gary
I like
Busey's
that,
teeth
though.
on the puppet. It is fucking scary. If they would have done that, like give him fucking real teeth, like the picture that they show on the cover with the crazy fucking blue-eyed Gary Busey,
Yeah.
fucking, make him look like that, and maybe I would have enjoyed it more.
That one right there above my head.
Yeah, he looks like burnt and shit like that. Like it's a better design, but they went so cheap on the puppet. You could have just have 3 actors and make the puppet look fucking better, and it probably would have been better.
On a side note on that, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like Tommy Chong is also in Gingerweed Man.
Oh shit, that's crazy because we never took an interview with him. We should ask him about that. Write that the fucking
Well,
down.
he's-
Be like, do you remember
He's
what?
in Evil Bong. Yeah, oh, I absolutely. Well, that's already on my list.
Okay, do you
I've had
remember
a list
being in
since
Evil
the,
Bong?
I've had a
Like-
list since the first one, dude.
Yeah, it's so sick. So there's a lot of stuff coming. Oh man, what a fucking
Gingerdead
crazy.
Man 3, Killer Boogeyman, and it's a disco Gingerdead Man.
This is gonna be like all together, what, probably like 4 hours, probably. That's crazy. I'm glad we did this. I think it's fun, and I think there is a potential, I would think. And obviously, I don't mean to I don't want to take over anything, but like it's your show, Aaron, and whatever you want to fucking do, but all this stuff is fun. I enjoy every minute of it, so I'm sure one person out there will too.
Dude, I am loving this fucking Full Moon catalog. Oh god,
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna watch
so
so
good.
much dumb shit.
I know. I was looking through that the other day, and I was considering signing up for it again. Just even looking at the terrible cover art, I'm like, I want to see all these movies again.
Dude, not gonna lie, I have this.
Watch
and a
him with
Trauma
me,
subscription.
and even if people, we don't need to put it on the main show. Put them on the Patreon because I've never seen any of them but Puppet Master, and that I probably watched 2 years ago, maybe like on a Halloween or something like that. But it's been a while. It's been a while, and
we need to watch some of this shit
Never seen
just to
half of this.
watch this shit, even if we're
Mhm.
not recording it.
Yeah.
Just have a little watch party for ourselves.
yeah, but why not record? it?
Oh,
Because then
Microwave
we can
Massacre's
record
on
it.
here. Hell yes. I've been dying to watch this.
Microwave
It wasn't, available.
Massacre. It's a fucking microwave that fucking eats people.
No, it's a dude that like microwaves his wife.
It's just when you think it couldn't get any weirder.
It's true.
Also, for
I'm
everybody watching
talking
the
about
video,
Tommy's crazy ass.
Oh, Tom, you should get this channel. There's a bunch of low budget TNA.
Oh, I love that shit, man.
you'll have to cancel
People,
your Mr.
people
Skin
know my
subscription.
people. Yeah, people. No, people know that I'm a sucker for the '80s.
Who
Baby Oopsie.
we need to have
Intruders
a
on here.
vote on who has the best hat.
You fucking
here's the
cringy
spirit.
ass spirit of the Halloween. You
You
know what I'm
hate
getting
that so
right for
much.
my. Anton's getting an Elvira hat. You know what I'm
My
getting
Suicide
right. No one else
Terrorist
steal my
and
idea, right?
This is for the
I'm
second
getting-
Elvira's pinball game.
So I'm finally gonna give up my one true love, my
Crack.
my mouse pad of the Death Star. There's an Elvira one, and because my carpal tunnel's bad, her boobs are the thing where you
Oh,
rest your
nice.
hand on, and it's
Nice.
fucking awesome. It's $30 on Amazon, and I want it so bad. I've already
Oh, I
showed
thought you said
Chelsea.
you
I was like,
had
I'm
it.
probably getting this. No, I was like, I'm gonna wait and then show them all of a sudden, but I can't stop thinking about it.
So you're telling me that you won't spend 40 on a cool 12-inch resin statue of the Gingerweed Man?
I actually do want that. I really do. But the thing is, how much is the shipping, right? That's what all comes down to. Because you buy something at maybe $30 or $40, and then it's like fucking down the road, it's 150 the time you're in the fucking checkout. So
How much shit are you ordering?
Just the used panties from Japan.
That's the issue.
Remember, our thing at Strange Brew
There's an
is
Elvira
take nothing
Gingerdead Man
seriously.
that we could have watched too.
Oh my
Evil Bong remastered. What?
Wow, there's a lot of stuff. We should probably bring this to a close instead of you fucking Anton
Waffling about
owing,
nothing.
eyeing, waffling. I like that. Can you guys remind me, please, on the Christmas special? Okay, remind me to ask Billy what soaking is. Okay, that'll be a little teaser for the people that want to into that. So if you know, all of us are gonna be on the Strange Brew Christmas special, which is gonna be about Krampus. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'll probably release it. So just look up Strange Brew Podcast on YouTube specifically to be able to watch this. It's gonna be a shit load of fun, and I'm excited. But I'll tell you guys off air what soaking is, just to tease the fans a little bit.
And for everybody listening, all the links to everybody's stuff will be down below as always, on whatever platform you're listening to this on.
I had fun doing both of these, man.
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah,
a lot of
it's a lot of
stuff,
fun.
especially from Full Moon. I would love to do an episode as well on Charles Band. I think he's a fascinating character. He's such a wild life story.
I'm
I'll
absolutely
come
down.
on just
let
to
me,
be like,
read the book.
wow, I don't know about this guy. So
I think,
I'm down for that.
I think when you hear some of his stories, you'll be like, wow, this is like right up my alley.
I like this whole idea of diving into some of these films and stuff like there's so many options, and hopefully we'll be doing this till we're dead type of shit. But like trauma films, I haven't yet to watch a lot of those. There are some that I've picked out and specifically watched, especially as a kid, where I'm like, is this gonna have some sort of boobies in it? That's what my whole
If it's,
does
if it's
it-
trauma, it's gonna probably have full frontal in it and weird
So
grinding.
yeah, so I would, and I'm like, oh, it's trauma. I'd realize what it is, but there's all these paths and avenues we can go down, because I'm sure there will build a fan base of people, not bases. We're not the Nazis, underground, but like there will be
shot, son.
I know all the time, man. My brain is fucking wired like a psychopath. But there's so many things that I think all the time where I'm like, okay, I'm writing this down. It's crazy. Between the two shows of what is possible, it blows my mind, because then I'm like, hey, well, how many things can we do? We're gonna have 70,000 hours of content by the time we're 50.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe for everybody else it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the
I
links
hope
will be
people
down
really
below.
enjoy this shit.
Yeah. Check out strangebrewpodcast.com, classhorrorcast.com. Do you want to shout out your stuff too, Anton?
House of Trash, available wherever you get your fine podcast.
Spell it for the fuckers.
Haus. So it's house, like it's a German verb.
House.
House of Trash. And of course, Invader Daggett on TTV. Come say hi.
All the
Make me
links
smoke
will
a
be
bunch
down
of weed
below.
on my channel. That's what we do.
Yeah, it's funny. I keep pressing the smoke a weed button, and it was like,
Aaron,
Jesus
this
Christ,
was-
man. He's like his fifth bowl in.
This was an absolute blast.
Yeah, I
Thank you
had
guys
tons
for
of fun
having me
doing
on
both of
this
these.
one.
So
Yeah,
sick.
likewise. I'm sure we'll be doing it again very soon or something similar. So
Wait,
everybody
Aaron,
keep an eye
before
out
we
for
end
it.
this,
Always down.
can you reach out and get Gary Busey on the show?
I think I've actually probably tried that at one point.
No, I can't believe you'd even try that. It'd be so fun.
Might be able to get him now. I mean, I don't think he's doing much. He got
Yeah.
canceled real fucking hard.
I think I actually tried that though a while back, and it was like notoriously hard to like navigate the whole thing with him. I don't know
So
if it's because
weird.
he's so all over the place or whatever.
Yeah, he's.
Do you think he's his own agent?
Yeah, he's like screaming at his phone, and then he switches personalities.
Well, like imagine he just has it set up so everybody thinks they're talking to somebody else, but they know.
Gary Busey, you have
Gary,
a fucking call for you. Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's agent.
Yeah,
What do you want to book Mr. Busey for? I mean, I'm free. I mean, he's free.
That wouldn't
We
actually
watched a movie
surprise me.
one time.
I would love that.
Yeah, we watched a movie out back at the cottage, and I brought all like the equipment to run a movie, and I was like, it'd be fun because we're outdoors. Let's watch Black Sheep. Nobody liked it but me. Everyone's like, this is fucking
What?
stupid. Gary Busey and fucking Chris Farley just being dumb rolling down hills. I was like, I love Chris Farley. I'll keep laughing.
Deformed Freaks. There's a film on here called Deformed Freaks from '97. Add to watch list.
Nice. That's my favorite type of freaks.
So collectively, then, what
Yeah.
are we going with then collectively right before we sign off?
The collective score.
Yeah.
I said 5.5. You said 3.5.
Yeah,
I said
I would
3.5.
like. I would probably go higher if it was like my personal opinion. But if I was trying to be more, I suppose, critical, I would probably put it around 3.
Your
3.5.
personal.
Oh, if
personal
I was giving personal opinion. If we're going critical, this is a fucking 2.
Yeah. Personal, then I'm probably putting.
Hey,
somewhere
if we
around
go
5.
critical, I would say my
Come on.
personal for sure. This is critical. This is a negative 0.2.
Oh, nice.
Wow. I challenge you, Tom. I see your statement, and I raise you a do a better one. Then make a better one, and then judge it.
Give me the fucking money, and I will.
Get the money yourself, fool.
I will.
How much
I
did it
will.
cost?
Yeah, what was the budget for that?
I will act every character out, and I will make it more interesting than this was.
Ooh, that is a big statement.
Just kidding. I don't even want to try to attempt that. That'd be so fucking hard. But like, who's holding the fucking camera?
I thought mushrooms were supposed to give you ego death.
Oh no, I'm just saying that it was. Oh my god, you fucker.
Got him.
I-
End it on that.
Yeah, it's true. You can end it on that.
Yeah, we're ending it right now. That's how we're going to sign off, by just saying we're ending it right now. Appreciate it, boys. Pleasure as always. I can't wait to do something again soon. I feel like every time we do this, I'm saying, wait for the next thing. Don't know what it'll be, but it'll probably be fucking ridiculous and out there. So
Yeah, and we're trying to do things that are out there.
So next one, go ahead. I was gonna say if you want to do a full moon next one or a trauma, we can probably all watch it together on Discord. I could just stream it from my computer and.
Yeah.
that sounds like fun.
There's a lot of options. Maybe I am too harsh.
I don't think that I'm going to be
to end this
canceling
on
the
this. Can you
subscription anytime
fucking
soon.
figure out how much this shit is how much it was made for? Like how much?
I couldn't find it on first glance.
Because I'm sure me and Billy could come together with something if people want to go fund me a fucking movie. I'm just fucking kidding.
There is no fucking...
Wow. What? Tell me what? It's like fucking $1 million. Just fairly low, but
no, I don't know.
this.
It grossed 1.6 million, and it was made for 25 million. That's Gingerbread Man. Sorry,
$25,000.
No.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
the
right.
Ginger-
I seen that as well. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
Yeah. Gingerdead Man was 26 million.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. There's no
What?
way.
What? There's no way. Is that because 20 million was for Gary Busey?
What does Rotten Tomatoes say? I know Gary Busey was most of the budget. They gave him 25 grand to do it.
Yeah. So, and I think they offered him 25 grand thinking that he was going to turn it down. He wasn't actually going to accept it. And also, we never told the story about him. Do you want to do that, Anton?
Do you want to do that, or
No,
you want
no.
me to?
No, you can go.
All right. So Charlie Band, there's interviews. You can check this out anywhere. He tells a story
So
about
Charlie
working with
Band,
Gary
make it funnier
Busey.
film.
So Busey is known for being a weird dude, bit of a womanizer. Apparently, he will walk up to women on set and just go, "Nice tits."
Oh, grab the tits, man. I would do that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Everyone, calm down.
And
Calm
you
down,
want
it's all
this-
fucking
You want
jokes.
this show to take off? Okay.
Yeah, but if you take nothing seriously, how do you know anything we even talk about is real or not?
So, anyways,
That's my scheme.
one day so Gary Busey's the only person that has a fucking trailer on this. On this, and it's a very small set. They're basically, because they only shot with him for one day. They're filming in this diner. Gary Busey's trailer is behind this diner, and it's basically just like, just keep an eye on Gary at all times, whatever, blah blah blah. So there's two young production assistants that everybody's kind of like, where the hell did they go? And then they thought to themselves, oh,
Gary
fuck.
Busey kidnapped them?
Where did Gary Busey go? And so they're wandering around looking. They're over by his trailer. Charlie Band's knocking on the door, and he's like, all right, Gary. And then goes in because nobody had gone in. Busey isn't there. So he comes back out of the trailer.
Also,
and he
not
hears
to,
in the
not to
woods.
cut you off, Anton. There's a weird part of that story that he adds on in the book. That when he signed on to do the movie, the two things that his agents or whatever were like super clear and super strict about was that he was to have a trailer, and the trailer was to be full of candy.
Yes,
And
the
they were
candy.
like really specific about like the types that needed to be there. And
he's talking about candy. Is
Wasn't
he
it all
talking
like
about
hard
cocaine?
candy, like old people wrapper candy shit?
yeah, and apparently it wasn't even like expensive, like nice stuff. It was like the really, really shitty, like low end, terrible.
Give me your Werthers.
Which is again like it's just another one of those weird. Like it doesn't really have any bearing on the story or anything, but it's just another super weird.
So
and he said,
fucking weird.
I think he said when he went into the trailer, like all of it was eaten.
Yeah, and there were wrappers everywhere.
Do you
Like,
think that's because he's like railed on fucking coke and stuff, and it's just like
Not
he
anymore.
just needs
He's
something
just-
to suck on, like just
He's
something to keep his. No, but this is when he's doing this movie. Was he sober? I fucking doubt it. Doubt it very much. They all lie, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking
I think he
doubt
says he is. So,
Yeah, and I'm sober. All right,
Gary Busey,
Yeah,
Charles Band walks back out of the trailer, and he hears some voices in the woods, just having a conversation. And one of those voices is pretty loud and elevated, like this. And Gary Busey was apparently asking these two young production assistants, "What the fuck happened to Bush? All the time, Bush was around in the 80s and the 70s, and women used to just have these big giant bushes. Where the fuck did Bush go?"
So he's
was
just screaming at
berating these
people
two,
about
these
vaginas.
two tiny production assistants on, and they are laughing their asses off the whole time. Apparently,
What the fuck happened to your fucking vagina hairs, eh? Why do you fucking shave that now? That's fucking
Pretty
weird
much.
that he was doing that. Crazy. That's fun. He
Yeah,
sounds like a
and,
fun guy to hang out with.
So originally, when that story came out or whatever that story was told, they had said that he was like in the woods behind the set. It turns out that for some weird reason as well, his trailer had to be backed up and parked against a wall, so there was nothing behind it, only like this giant wall, and it was like kind of in a corner. And he had gotten between the like maybe 1.5 to 2 foot gap between the trailer and the wall, and he walked about halfway down the trailer, and then there was this weird like little inlay in the wall, and he had the two chicks in that while he was standing holding the wall, like, so they were like in it. So when Charles Band apparently came around the corner, he was like, okay, so he can't be behind this trailer because there is no room for anybody to be behind here. So
How did he get them down there?
I don't know, but he was like,
behind.
so he like squeezed his way in between the two of them, and then when he gets down, he sees him like halfway down. And he's like, "What the fuck's he doing? Is he talking to the wall?" And then he notices that the two chicks are like in the.
Okay, and you're
the
saying
thing.
this guy is not like coked out of his fucking mind,
not
And-
anymore.
screaming about vagina. Yeah. Okay, he may not be now. Okay, but during the filming of this movie.
No,
He
Gingerdead Man
probably-
was sober. Gary Busey. I think Gary Busey got sober in the 90s because of that fucking
you're-
brain
if-
injury.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, they probably have him on other meds. If not, his brain ticks like an old army vet from fucking World War II.
He
Starts
also,
screaming about random shit. And it's like, calm down, Grandpa.
after that issue they had, they brought him on set, whatever, they shot some stuff. He ended up having to go back to his trailer while they were like setting up something else, and
Yeah.
he couldn't. So then they couldn't find him a second time, and they couldn't find Robin Sidney, who is now Charles Band's wife, the main chick. They couldn't find her either. And then some of the crew came to Charles Band, and they were like, "Yeah, he was being super weird earlier. He was like accidentally grabbing our asses," and all he said. And also, we can't find him right now, and we can't find her.
That's so
And he's
fucked,
like,
man.
so instantly he jumps up, runs to the trailer, banging on the door,
Yeah, you'd be
opens the door and walks
what's
in.
that joke from Jay and Silent Bob where it's like, there wasn't a dead hooker in my room today, fucking about Ben Affleck.
Like he must just be like And I
That's
think he
crazy.
went in and he was sitting there and he was expecting, I think, a similar thing to be happening. But he
That's
was
why I made that joke.
giving her like a lecture about the craft of acting or something like that. And like was being like really articulate and like having like a proper conversation, but like he could tell that she was uncomfortable and like I have no idea why I'm in here or what's going on. Is he about to like stab me to death? Or...
That's what I'm saying. He sounds like that crazy grandfather. That's just like, Jimmy, do you remember
yeah.
back in the day where we shoot? I was gonna say something really bad, but like, you know, making these horrible. I feel like sometimes I'm like, will I get canceled for saying some of this shit or will I? But I'm making a
Yes.
joke. Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
maybe. But fuck, I hate fucking cancel culture. I hate today's society. But you know, that sounds like a fucking crazy grandfather that you like don't want to be like either give him whiskey or leave the kids alone in the room with.
And like,
Because then
I
it's
don't
just
think
like, he'll
children
start
should ever be
telling me-
around Gary Busey. I
No.
think he might accidentally break one.
Yeah.
and like it's weird because he says that he's heard like
See this
multiple
kid?
other stories about it, and I don't know from reading his experience with it, and I'm sure Charles Band has dealt with a lot of fucking degenerate like weirdos.
He worked with Klaus Kinski.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was listening to, I was when I was reading the book and I've listened to some stuff about him. I'm like, is it really right that he has continued? I don't mean like he should be cancelled because he had a brain injury or anything, but like, it seems like that even his handlers or whatever can't seem to keep him like reeled in. He seems to just run wild and just kind of do whatever.
Yeah, well, maybe he shouldn't be like maybe in film.
I think he's going to end up in a David Carradine situation because I could see Gary Busey going out like that.
What,
Essentially.
murdered by the Illuminati for ritualistic purposes?
What was the Batman costume for then?
You know why? He's jerking off in the fucking mirror with it on.
He's jerking off in the closet with it on. With a rope
Yes.
around his neck.
What a way to end this. I loved it. I like that fact. Gary Busey is a fucking maniac. Remember, I'm just joking half the time. I am a character. I play a fucking character. That's the whole...
He's not. He's not.
He's not. He's not. Just because you are a character doesn't mean you play a character.
This is the real him.
Fictional
Everything
character.
he has
100%.
said doesn't express any of mine or Anton's opinions. He's in no way affiliated.
Grabbed by the vagina.
Any of his views are in no way affiliated with either of us or our shows. So yeah, this is the real Tom, folks, and peace.
And find more of me. Go to Strange Brew Podcast for more hilarious episodes where people call me all sorts of obscure things.
Yeah, you haven't been called anything awful recently. It's pretty crazy.
No,
I need
it's
to write a
it's
review.
pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I think there's people that genuinely probably like it. That I think I've gotten more sober, but more crazy. Does that make sense?
Just like
'Cause
Gary
when me-
Busey.
Yeah,
Kinda.
it's very true. That's a great way to end this because me and Billy used to drink like literally like a 26er in an hour, and now you know what? I have 2 beers, and I smoke a little weed, and I'm still as crazy.
I'm on 3.
You are, if not more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the mushrooms are making my brain fucking melt. All right, or better, who knows?
Links for everything are down below, like I've said a million times already.
Yes,
peace.
we
It's been a
never know how to
pleasure.
end shows.
I know, yeah. I always have an issue with this, so this is the end.
Peace and love. Yes. Don't see a Gary Busey. Don't look for him. He's like Bigfoot. You won't find him.
Keep an eye out. We might actually have him on the show at some point.
Watch more Full Moon. Watch more Trauma.